any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6812. That's 800-575-6812. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey guys, it's CDOT here to remind you to download the Odyssey app so you can listen to 96.5 wherever you are straight from your phone. You have the option to listen live, listen on demand throughout the day at your convenience, or you can listen to any of our original podcasts like Character Concerns and 249 Miles of College Football. Plus, if you're in Kansas City, you can listen to the play-by-play of the Chiefs game with Mitch Holtis, Danny Hughes, and our guy Kling. Download the free Odyssey app today and follow 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is the all-new 96.5 The Fan, your new home for K-State athletics. KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
And we're live. Welcome to Kansas City on a Monday morning. Been a while. Music is secondhand news. You don't need music. You just need the sounds of my voice and Mac Morey's voice as we pound away on this Monday morning. How you doing? Cannot wait. Hope you had a good holiday. Hope everybody was doing okay. Hope everybody's safe. R.I.P. Jimmy Carter. Not sure how he made the rundown, but he did.
He did? Triple digits get you in the rundown.
That's right. He's 100?
100 years old, man.
Wow.
Good to see you, Dusty, by the way.
You as well.
Good to be back, brother.
How was the holiday?
It was great, man.
Yeah?
It was great. Glad to be back, though. 1 seed secured? Are you kidding me? Best Christmas gift in the world. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Oh, you're expecting?
Oh, okay. No.
Oh,
no.
Okay. 1 seed secured. I didn't know where we were going with that. No, I hear what you're saying. Mac Morey, Dusty Likens, we're with you all day today. And then kind of weird, off tomorrow and Wednesday for the new year. And then the band's back together moving forward Thursday, Friday, and then everything, I think, from what I know, is back to normal on Monday next week. Where I do want to have fun to start this show today. And I know there's a lot of people that are going to probably be upset with me because I'm going to have my bias bleed a little bit more. I'm going to have things that are going to be, whatever, Dusty, stop. We know this. Not everybody apparently knows this, right? Because all year long, I don't know if they've shown me enough. I don't know if this team can get it done. This team is questionable. This team doesn't necessarily do things that they've done in the past. You're right. Like, go 15-1. Next game is Saturday at 3:25 against Denver Broncos. Irrelevant. How you doing? But this is more so of an opening segment because, again, been bottled up for 4 days. Haven't been able to rip any takes. Got to sit back and watch. Watch Christmas Day. Watched 3 games in 11 days. 3-0. How you doing? Patrick Mahomes in those 3 games. 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. Sacked only once. How you doing? Number 1 seed back in Arrowhead for the annual Arrowhead Invitational, as some people might say. The route to the Super Bowl in the AFC side of things now again goes through Kansas City. And yet there's these people all year long, and I've seen them all. Right? No hiding my schedule. I'm out of here by 11 o'clock. I get home, TV goes on, pop around and see what everybody's saying. And I've watched the list, the power rankings, whatever those mean. I've watched Good Morning Football. Buffalo just seems to be the team this year. This team is scary. Baltimore's got the offense. Kansas City's 15-1. Peter Schrager and his cupcake takes. Man, this is a year. I don't know. They just seem a little shaky. They seem a little bored. And then Thursday, December 26th, everybody regresses and just says to themselves, we should have known all along. At what point, I guess 15-1, securing the number 1 seed in the AFC, having the best record in the NFL, that was okay. That was the final one. Then you could be like, okay. Now I won't do it. At least Kyle Brandt, 2 years ago, came out and said, I'll never do it again. I'm done being this guy. I'm done going against the Chiefs. I'm not going to do it anymore. I admit I was wrong. Nobody else will do that. A lot of people last year, after they won the Super Bowl, even said, I'm done doing it. I'm not counting this team out. Mahomes is too good. Andy Reid's too smart. Brett Veach knows how to do everything behind the scenes. You get everybody set up for success. I'm done doing it. And then they were 7-0. And then they were 7-1. Or whatever it was. Well, they went 10 straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-0. And they lost to Buffalo, at Buffalo, by 9. They gave up 30 points for the first time in 2 years. And it was like, see, here it is. And it only took 6 weeks later, only 6 weeks later, and everybody was back to saying, well, here we go again. Like, even Big Cat from Barstool, who's funny, who's not a hater really. He's just a hater of the moment because he just knows what greatness and dominance looks like. And he's a Bears fan, so it's tough. Tough for Caleb. But the thing about it is, and this is where I go back to Kyle Brandt, because I go back to when the big Balco story came out. And baseball basically told everybody, your platform, go ahead, let us know. Like, we know. We have the documents of everybody who is on this report. And really, like, 2 guys came out and said, yeah, Andy Pettit, Jason Giambi. They're like, dude, honestly, you're right. I'll take the 50-game suspension. I definitely juiced, whatever. And everybody kind of let them go on with their day. But then there was people like A-Rod who just denied it, got caught twice. And now all these people that are out there, right? Greenberg, Rex Ryan, guys that are on the national stage that have all been around football longer than I've been alive all year long. I don't know. And now, here we are, and you have the opportunity. Or you can double down and be Terry Bradshaw.
The Chiefs your number 1 team in the AFC right now?
They're not going to win 3 in a row, but...
What do you mean?
Okay, why am I upsetting everybody?
No, you're not.
I don't want to know when why.
Terry, it's never been done. That's one of the reasons. The other reason is I just think you see how quick they're getting rid of the ball now? See how quick.
That's what I say, Xavier Worthy and
I just think if they're going to load up against a team like Buffalo, they're going to load up against a team like Baltimore, and those are the 2 teams that can beat them. And I think it's going to happen. I think one of them's going to take, even though it would be in Kansas City.
Sounds like you're not really sure what you're talking about. Which again, it's Terry Bradshaw. But I mean, seriously, like, does he know what load up means? Because when I hear somebody say they're about to load up, it means like get ready. And that's the greatest thing about this team right now, is that now, minus Rashee Rice, this is the team that they wanted to have this entire year. And now you have it. And not only that, we know the NFL is about research and study and all that. You have 2 weeks of what they've done with Hollywood Brown, and you think they've shown you everything. They haven't. And they're not like Josh Allen where they say we're just holding some stuff back. I don't know. It just, to me, it's crazy because, like, I don't know where. I mean, I can't help people obviously enough, but like, I don't know where you go at this point. 15-1, number 1 seed. I told you earlier, 11 teams have at least 10 wins. This is the toughest the NFL's ever been, and the Chiefs cakewalked through it.
6-1 versus playoff teams, 7-1.
That's right.
Yep.
2 teams in that 11-day stretch, playoff teams.
Yep.
But it's Houston, it's Pittsburgh. I don't care.
Smacked them.
They're playoff teams. 6-1. Only lost on the road to Buffalo in the regular season. Happens all the time. How's the end of the season happen? I don't know how to help these people.
Add the context of the back-to-back championships with that. This is not the Steelers in 2020 or 2021 who are 11-1, and we all knew, okay, cool. Hodgkins or Duck Hodges or whoever was quarterback isn't going to the Super Bowl. We know that this is fake and this is a facade and these guys are frauds. This is Patrick. This is at worst the 3rd greatest quarterback of all time, with at worst the 2nd greatest coach of all time, coming off of back-to-back Super Bowls. They have found a way. Is it always pretty? Does it matter? No. What's the end result? It is a W every time, but one in a game that seemingly doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
We thought that game was massive. And obviously, it elongated the relevance of the season for the Chiefs in the regular season, made them have to win these last couple of games. But all in all, the game doesn't mean anything there. It doesn't mean jack diddly. Don't care.
No. And that's the thing is, AFC West, what do we want to call it? The 2nd or the 3rd best division of football?
One of those two. I'm fine with either.
NFC North is insanely disgustingly awesome.
Yeah, that's one.
Not even close.
It's not even debatable.
AFC North, now that Cincinnati kind of looks like Cincinnati, Solid division.
Yep.
AFC West. Right? Went undefeated. I don't count this last game, right? Nobody's playing. Some people go, they might play the first half. Not a chance.
No way.
No way. It is the Carson duo.
Yep.
That's what you're going to see. And I'm fine with it because it's Saturday at 3:25. I'll figure something out. But undefeated at home, undefeated against your conference, 6-1 against playoff teams, 15-1, and yet still you have every once in a while have a guy, I don't know if they can beat Buffalo or Baltimore. Now they got to come to Arrowhead in the playoffs. And the next time the Chiefs starters will actually play a game will be January 18th or 19th. 3 weeks. Rested.
That's crazy.
Back together. And don't look now. But pretty sure Jalen Watson had a video of him doing sprints.
Watson, yes!
No doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
And guess who might have found his deep ball again?
Whew.
You know? Not only that, you spearhead 2 running backs that can go into the playoffs. Pacheco got a little banged up. 3 weeks to rest. Kareem Hunt, rest the body. Defense looks great. Offensive line should have just been Toney the whole time at left tackle.
That might be the case.
Travis Kelce, last game of the regular season for him. 8 catches, 84 yards, touchdown, 8th down. Gear up. Gear up. Because what we know right now, if it were to end perfectly or go the way it's supposed to go, you would play the winner of Houston, Pittsburgh, and Kansas City, no fear.
0.
Houston, brutal right now, right? Tank Dell's out. It's CJ Stroud's kind of like down year, second year, sophomore slump, whatever you want to call it. And then Buffalo and Baltimore would play each other and just that game will be 44-42. It will be. They'll beat each other up.
Yep.
And then it's like, come on in. Water's warm. Temperature's cold. Have fun. And then what happens? What? They go to New Orleans? They go to Super Bowl? And everybody sits back and goes, are we really going to do this again? Yes, we are. Because you didn't believe it. And here's the toughest the league has ever been, the richest the talent has ever been at the quarterback position, the best I've ever seen coaching in the NFL, and one team stands above them all. And it's the team that's been provenly doing it through year and year and year, yet all these other asshats out here were like, I just haven't seen enough. At what point was enough? 12-1? 13-1? Surely at 14-1 you were there. Oh, 15-1. Locked everything up. Now I believe it.
And it feels like a lot of people are believing, not because they actually feel like they're wrong. They've just been won into submission. The Chiefs have just won everyone into finally submitting. Okay, fine. All right, that's it. I'm done. Not that they're actually going to say, okay, I was wrong. They're just going to say, all right, I can't say anything anymore. You've won too much. I've had multiple Chiefs hater friends finally succumb to the fact that, this team is inevitable. Around January, it heats up, baby. That's what matters.
It's like the PFT commentator says. They're the thieves of joy.
Mm-hmm.
They're the best team in the land. They've been the best team all year. Whether you want to believe it or not. At the end of the day, you are what your record is. Is that what they say, those old guys used to say on radio? You are what your record are? If he has ears, let them hear. If he has eyes, let them see. 15-1, 1 seed locked up. Coming up on the other side, Mac Morey, Dusty Likens on Fescoe and Dusty on The Fan. We get to our Overreaction Monday on 96.5 The Fan, your home, Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Make sure to follow us on Instagram @TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes content from the show. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, it is the holiday travel season, and that means a lot of stress is going to be happening at KCI, and the last thing you want to do is add more stress to your plate. So take stress away by using Park & Go, because you're going to have to park at the airport. You might as well park at the best place available, and that is my friends over at Park & Go. Every spot is covered parking. You can reserve your spot online at bookparkandgo.com or at their easy-to-use app, and you can prepay to save even more time and money because you're going to get their lowest rate when you book online and prepay at bookparkandgo.com. And that way, when you show up and that spot is reserved for you, you're ready to go. You show up on the day of your flight, they direct you to your covered parking spot, the shuttle meets you right away and takes you to the airport. There's no waiting in that parking lot. And when you get home from that long journey, you just grab your bags, walk outside, the shuttle bus is there, you jump on it, and it's right back to the trunk of your car. These guys are awesome. We've been using them for the last 4 or 5 years now when we travel out of KCI. So you can join their frequent parker program like we did and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park & Go, family owned and operated.
Get to Old Navy for a major clearance drop with new styles for the fam starting at just $2.99. Yep, shop clearance styles from just $2.99. But hurry, clearance ends soon. Only at Old Navy. Valid 12/26 through 1/16. Select styles only.
I'm Mitch Holtis, voice of the Chiefs. Everyone develops cataracts naturally as they get older. When your vision is affected by cataracts, you should see my doctor, Dr. Steven Silverstein at Silverstein Eye Centers. Dr. Silverstein is a world-renowned cataract surgeon who performs life-changing laser-assisted cataract surgery with premium lens implants to correct your vision up close and far away. Trust my eye doctor, Dr. Steven Silverstein, Silverstein Eye Centers, 816-358-3600 to schedule an appointment.
Protect your family this holiday season. Get the updated COVID-19 vaccine and your flu shot at the same time at Hy-Vee. That's right, you can save time and get your COVID-19 and flu shot at the same time. Schedule your updated COVID-19 vaccine and flu shot online today, or just stop by any Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. Your Hy-Vee pharmacy is here to help you and your family stay healthy. Some restrictions apply.
At Main Street Credit Union, your success is our goal. Whether you're a financial rookie or a pro, we're here to help. If you're looking to pay down debt, improve your credit score, or buy a car, we'll be right there with you. We're dedicated to providing guidance, education, and essential resources to empower you on your journey toward financial success. We'll help you understand your financial options so even financial rookies will be on their way to reaching their goals. Go to mainstreetcu.org for more information.
Your Kansas City Symphony brings your favorite Disney animated film scores to life. Songs from Cinderella, The Little Mermaid, The Lion King, and more. While clips from these timeless films are shown on the big screen at the Kauffman Center, January 10th through 12th. Tickets at kcsymphony.org.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535. 800-511-3535 or biglou.com.
Want more from your dealership? At Metro Ford, every new vehicle comes with a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. Family owned, just 10 minutes from downtown and packed with unbeatable value. Drive smarter, only at Metro Ford. Online at kcmetroford.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Metro Ford, online at kcmetroford.com. Missouri side, 35 southbound from Missouri 152 into downtown is a 12-minute trip. I-70 westbound from 470 into downtown is 15 minutes. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Diving right back into it on a Monday morning here on 96.5 The Fan. Stat correction. Game Sunday, 325, not Saturday. Sorry, Dyslexia 101. It is what it is. Welcome to the real world. Sunday, 325. Why has it got to be 20 degrees? That's the day you go golf. McMorey, Dusty Likens with you here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan. Damn glad to have you. We'll be off Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll be back Thursday as a full show, January 2nd. Chiefs 1 seed. Last night's game. Yeah. Can we have a little bit of time before we get into Overreaction Monday?
Yes, please.
So, I was thinking about this last night as I was laying in my bed. And I was thinking to myself, you remember when Green Bay beat New Orleans soundly, shut them out, right?
Yep.
What was the message the next day? Man, Green Bay's tough. That's a team I don't want to play in the playoffs.
Real deal.
Real deal. What happened last night? And then, not only that, they did it against a team like New Orleans, whereas the Chiefs beat the Broncos, will be a playoff team, I believe. I think they will get in. Unless Andy really hates him and, like, Carson Wentz has this massive game. I don't know. Denver has to win. Kansas City doesn't care. But you beat your division teams. You win, let alone you win, but you don't prove it enough. Green Bay gets to play at home against the Saints, who have Spencer Rattler, no Chris Olave, no Alvin Kamara, and then get shut out, which, look, I'm not sugarcoating a shutout in the NFL. It's tough, right? Even Baltimore gave up 2 points to Houston. Not a shutout. But everybody was like, man, Green Bay's tough, man. Green Bay's that's a good team. And then they lose last night, and it's like, well, that's a tough environment. That was a playoff game. That was a playoff game. And one team wasn't really there from the go. Turnovers, big plays. And I know they didn't have, what's his name? Christian Watson?
They didn't have Christian Watson.
Fair.
Watson, but still, yes! No, it's still, come on.
So, yeah.
Yeah, the rest of your cast of characters, and this is the second time they've played the Vikings, and the second time they've taken, like you said, 2.5, 3 quarters to wake up and actually start playing football.
Yeah, but then the Chiefs, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. They seem bored. They don't seem like the Chiefs of old. From the 6-2-0, you've already done an Overreaction Monday. Not yet. Not yet.
Not even close.
But we can dive into some overreactions here on a Monday because I do have a couple. Maybe not the classic setup. Look, I'll start this one. And I know Drew Nixon, not up yet. Hasn't had his Code Red mixed with Monster, mixed with Red Bull, with a little red 40 dye. Look, I'm all about standing up for your guy. Believing in your team. But I know for a fact that Zach Taylor doesn't believe this.
I don't know that anybody can stand on a field and watch Joe Burrow and say he's not the best player in the world. I don't know that anybody can stand on a field and watch Joe Burrow and say he's not the best player in the world. I don't know that anybody can stand on a field and watch Joe Burrow and say he's not the best player in the world. I don't know that anybody can stand on a field and watch Joe Burrow and say he's not the best player in the world.
I love Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow is awesome. He's got it all. He's Captain Cool. Mm-hmm. He's clutch. He's talented. He's not the best player in the world.
No.
He's one of the best, but he's not the best player in the world.
He's not the second best, yeah.
He's not the third best.
I don't think so.
I would take Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. I stand on business with that.
Fine.
I live in recency bias, but if you told me that this year, 4 quarterbacks that I had taken that order, those are the 4. He's not the best player in the world. Is that an overreaction? No. Are his comments? 1,000%. Look, Cincinnati, man, they're fighting. But if they'd have gotten the job done with the best player in the world against New England at home in week 1, they're not in this situation. They're not. He's not simply the best player in the world. We stay in Cincinnati. Cincinnati, once again, known as the cheapest franchise, is really screwed here.
Yep.
They could have paid Jamar Chase. He said, pay me. He said, I need money. I'm just as good as Justin Jefferson. And they said, well, go prove it. Okay, I'll go win the Triple Crown. Mm-mm. And he's going to. But the energy for him is not there like it was with Cooper Kupp. You had mentioned Cooper Kupp was on the route to a Super Bowl championship that year.
They were a great team. Number 1 seed.
Yeah. Cooper Kupp's a little bit more likable than Jamar Chase. I think is pretty obvious to say.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
But again, you could have paid Chase. Now you can't.
Now you're screwed.
They did the opposite of what the Royals did. They gave Bobby Witt Jr. a ton of money. And then Bobby Witt Jr. went out there and did this year. If the Royals were like, we're going to wait 1 more year, that contract would have been a little bit more. Now, I don't know how much more you can get in the Kansas City organization with what Bobby Witt Jr. got, but there'd be more money involved, and there'd be other teams that are like, yeah, we'll do it. Not only that, T. Higgins' game was last week, or it was this week.
Dude, he caught everything, 2 touchdowns.
Saturday night was T. Higgins' showing.
Wide open.
3 touchdowns, over 100.
Oh, yeah, 3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns, over 100. And now you're definitely going to have to pay Jamar Chase. You have to. The generational talent. That guy, yards after the catch, disgusting.
Yeah.
And now, T. Higgins, who's in the click, because even Burrow is like, both these guys need to be here.
They have the same agent?
For my sake and for your team's sake. You want to keep being the best player in the world? You're going to have to sign T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Unless you can be better without one of those guys, which I think he can still be good. And I don't think Chase is going to go anywhere. I think that's in the contract. That's blood.
Yeah, they have to sign him.
They're not going anywhere. But now you got T. Higgins over here. It's like, ugh, really showed you out. Bengals, tight, money-tight franchise. Never spends. Now you have to spend. And you had the opportunity not to. Could have gotten it cheaper. I don't know how much cheaper, but now Jamar Chase, feet on the desk, make my sandwich, clean my house, and tell me what you're going to pay me.
Exactly.
Have fun with that. That's my overreaction, Cincinnati world.
I mean, yeah, they're paying Burrow a lot. Fair. They should have. They did it. That's great. Jamar Chase, they should have paid him last year, if not 2 years ago. Pay for what you're going to do, not for what you've already done. They know Jamar Chase. They drafted this guy. I don't know why they had to make him prove it out again, and man, ever did he.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to be trying to come up with the right word. They're going to be peer pressured into trying to sign T. Higgins. I don't know if that actually, football-wise, is their best plan of action.
Yeah.
Because that they need an offensive line. They
if
need
that
a
was
defense.
Brock Purdy, you have to sign both. It's Joe Burrow, you have to sign one.
And you sign his best friend, you sign the best player, and that's Jamar Chase. So, yeah, let T. Higgins walk. Let
and
New
if he
England.
is the best player in the world, he can win with Jamar Chase.
Absolutely.
And he's not winning a lot with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
Exactly. No.
Best player in the world.
That's right. You got rid of Tyreek Hill, best player in the world, won 2 back-to-back Super Bowls, about to win 3.
Number 1 player in the NFL this year. According to them. I didn't make that up. He was number 1.
Yeah, the number 4 player is 15-1.
Let me ask you this. Do you want Cincinnati to be in the playoffs?
Yeah, I've wanted that. I want them to play Buffalo. If they can beat Buffalo, which they have a better chance to me than Denver.
Because they'd be the 7th seed,
Yep.
right?
Yep, they'd
Which
be the 7th seed.
means if they would have beat Buffalo, they come here for the AFC divisional round game.
And
oh boy.
Let's go.
Oh boy.
That's what I want. I'm not scared of that Cincinnati team. They beat us 3 years ago, and that team.
Oh, you can run all over them.
Yes, you can do it. You can pass over them. You can run all over them. And frankly, yeah, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, they're great. This defense is Spags, and this defense is too damn good to have those 2 guys and T. Higgins occasionally and an injured Chase Brown put up 35. It's not going to happen.
Right.
It's not going to happen. All right, for me, I wish Bob was here to hear this. Bo Nix.
Oh, he's listening.
Bo Nix is Kirk Cousins or Derek Carr. That's what Bo Nix is.
That's tough with Derek Carr.
He's
He brought him back. He got him to overtime. That was an impressive drive.
It was. It wasn't a very impressive drive.
For a 32-year-old rookie, that was an impressive drive.
Exactly.
He's like Jelly Roll. Best new artist, 40 years old.
40 years old. Yeah, it's just, to me, I guess what I'm saying when I say that is good quarterback, win you 8, 9, 10, maybe even 11 games. But when you get to the big dance, when you get to that 2 minutes, you're down, you need to beat this good defense. He is not lifting your team up. He is not going to make those plays. Now, he proved me wrong a little bit with that long throw. The rest of his throws were 10 yards or behind the line of scrimmage. But he did make the longest throw the NFL season's seen this year. I just think at the end of the day, this guy's a Tier 3, low Tier 2 quarterback, and I don't think that wins you a Super Bowl.
Would you feel more comfortable starting a franchise with Brock Purdy or Bo Nix?
Bo Nix, I think.
Okay.
I think the athleticism, yeah. I think so. Those guys are very similar tiers. That's a good one. Chiefs, most slept on dynasty ever. Is that an overreaction, Dusty?
I think people would think that we're being biased because it's like, well, what do you mean? It's like no one believed this team was this good. And I'm not going to shy away from it. This is the most competitive the NFL has ever been. 11 teams with at least 10 wins.
That's insane.
And there's 3 behind, I think, that have 9.
Yeah, and so it's going to be 13.
Tampa's 9-7.
Oh yeah, they're winning next week. They play New Orleans.
Houston's 9-7.
I don't know who they play, but I'm sure an AFC South trash can.
Maybe.
Probably 10 wins.
Right. So then you'd have there's 13 teams with at least 10 wins.
That's
the quarterback talent in the NFL has never been better in its entirety ever. Like ever.
No.
There's 5 guys that you would literally be comfortable starting your franchise with, and you'd be like, yeah, let's go.
Isn't that funny, too? Because I feel
more
like
than 5.
We spent I think more than 5, probably 10. We spent the beginning of the season kind of being like, oh, offense is down, quarterback issue, what are we doing? Patience. Listen, there's less preseason, there's less practices. It just takes these guys to get into a rhythm. Here we are in week 15, and we're saying the exact opposite. Offenses, quarterbacks are reaching a new high.
Yeah, there's 4 teams that are 9-7. Those 4 are Seattle, eliminated.
Yep.
Tampa Bay, Denver, and Houston.
Well, we know Denver's playing a second-string Chiefs team. Good chance they win. We'll talk about that game more, obviously, throughout the week. The Texans are at the Tennessee Titans. We know that should be a dub. And then what was that third?
Tampa.
Tampa will play the Saints. So that 3 of those 4 teams probably end up with 10 wins. Probably. So you're probably going to end up with 14, almost half the league, double-digit wins.
That's right.
Jesus. So Chiefs most slept on dynasty ever. To your point, the most competitive this league has ever been. Quarterbacks, coaching, all reaching these all-time highs. Feels like the NFL has this parity level, and meanwhile the Chiefs are just kind of shooing that all to the side. And yeah, that's all great for you 31 other guys. We're going to be above you in an echelon by ourselves.
Played more games than any team in the last 3 years.
Extra season.
Given up 30 points twice in 2 years.
Yep.
15-1.
Yeah.
11-6. And whatever they were the year before that.
Yeah.
Combine it. 3 games in 11 days. Went 3-0. Beat 2 playoff teams. 1 on the road.
It's unreal. And we'll get back to your Burrow thing and your Cincinnati thing. I've got some numbers that I want to talk about just to really show you how good Mahomes is when it matters in the playoffs. I know you guys all know listening, but really when you look at it, it's actually startling. And then lastly, all of these bad teams that are looking for coaches or on the fence about whether they're going to keep their guy, I just always look at these, and maybe I know you may disagree a little bit with Chicago specifically, but Mike Vrabel for all these bad teams to me is like, yep, that's your first guy. Call him right now. Go get him. Let him reset you up.
Yeah.
Get a culture going. I don't know what you think about that, but I look at all the New England, fire Gerard Mayo. This guy sucks. I know it's been 1 year. You already this guy blows. Get Mike Vrabel in there right now. New Orleans, that's the worst destination. Go get Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
Tennessee Titans. Oh, wait.
Yeah. That franchise. Man, what a game that was. Mac Jones versus Mason Rudolph.
Oh, my gosh.
Didn't sell you? Didn't sell you there?
I was driving back from Nashville yesterday listening to some of our friends over. We had Lucas over at 105 Zone, and he was on, and he was his guy who he hosts with, Buck, was at the game, who covers the Titans now for almost 10 years. And it's been a rough 10 years. There's been a couple highlights in there for the Titans, right? A 1 seed, an AFC Championship appearance. But he said this is the game with the least juice he's ever been to. This franchise is the most depressing vibe he's ever been around. So it is rough over there.
You got out of Tennessee at the right time.
Exactly right.
That is an Overreaction Monday here on 96.5 The Fan. Mac Morey, Dusty Likens with you here on a Monday. 913-586-7965. From the 816, this is my thing with the Chiefs dynasty. There's no gate, no spy gate, no deflate gate. Just wins. Love that text because that's something that I could honestly piggyback on before I get into the next topic, which is there's really the reason I think that there is maybe people that like sleep on it or hate it is because, once something is pure and people go with it and throw it out there like networks, right? We'll bring up ratings a little bit later on Christmas Day, 24.3 versus 6.4. Sorry, NBA. But look, there was none of that. And, you could say, well, they've had issues with players. Sure. Sign every NFL team up. But the thing is, that's what it is. Like, New England, there was at least on paper, factual evidence of what this team is doing that's not literally legal. Deflating of footballs, whether it was like by 2, PSIs or whatever the hell they measure that in. Air pressure. There was factual evidence that they were spying on other teams' practices. None of that is around this team. They just simply go out there and win. And the thing that's polarizing to me is that if you ever wanted to really get nerded out and listen to every coach's post-game press conference, whether it's a win or a loss, almost like as in Bob would do camp cliches, like you will always hear a coach, like either they win or they lose, and one line that will come out is always, wins are just so tough to get by in this league. That was a really tough win out there that we won, and we're just happy to get the win. The Chiefs did it 15 times, and it wasn't enough until the 15th. It's like if you date a girl and you go on 6 great dates and you've proven to her that she can trust you. You've held her hand to the car and opened the door every time. You've called her every morning and said, hey, good morning, how you doing? And she still doesn't want to be in a relationship with you? I don't know what to tell you. And what the Chiefs have done is proven to you all year long, hey, we're here. We're not going anywhere. You can trust me on this. Have we had a little bit of a hiccup in our season? Yeah, but we're okay. I didn't let the flat tire on the way to our dinner date ruin our night. I just put the spare on and kept going and did what I did to get through it. And then eventually, I'll get some money, I'll replace the tire, and then we can do something else. That's what the Chiefs done this year. They've done nothing but prove to you that they're there. They only give up 30 points once. They went undefeated at home. They went undefeated in their conference. They beat 6 playoff teams. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can trust this guy. I don't know what to tell you. All your buddies are like, hey, man, if she doesn't trust you by now, what do you got to do? Get a ring? Hey, you know, you got to win 3 in a row.
Win 3.
And nobody's ever done it. And what you get sometimes with sports history, we can all know this, not everybody's ready to see it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, no one in the NFL has ever seen a team win 3 consecutive titles. Rarely do you see it in sports. And when it happens, or when it's about to happen, you're like, I don't know if I want to see that. I want to see this record hold up. Because if the Chiefs don't do it this year, which is a possibility, then does it ever happen? Because you got to win 1, then you got to go back and win 2, and then you got to go 15-1 just to prove that you're damn good.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. Another thanks, coach. Undefeated in the division. Not the conference. Sorry, the division. I apologize.
Yeah, 6-0 in the division. Who, like we mentioned earlier, the 2nd or 3rd best division in football. 6-0.
I don't know that anybody can stand on a field and watch Joe Burrow and say he's not the best player in the world.
Joke.
My bad, 816. Please forgive me. Division, not conference. God, how about Drew Lock this weekend?
See this 816? Unleash the cannon, Giants.
You think Malik Neighbors is like, dude, this guy would have been great?
Yeah, this guy gets me
That's
the ball.
just Drew Lock, man. He gives you one surprise.
Exactly, yeah.
The playoff picture is all but set but one team. There are 3 teams that can slide into that 7th seed. Miami, Denver, Cincinnati.
Yep, Colts officially knocked out.
Yep. The thing with Cincinnati getting in, lots still has to happen. Denver has to lose. Miami has to lose. Cincinnati gets in. But let's say that the playoffs started this weekend. Buffalo versus Denver is your 2-7 game. Love that game. I really do. Now, Josh Allen will make Bo Nix look stupid.
Bad.
But Denver's defense, I think, can hang in there with Josh Allen. And as we all know, when the playoffs start, the clock gets faster, your process is different, and you see maybe sometimes different athletes show up. And Denver's front line, defensive line, great. Can get Josh Allen, but, Josh Allen, they win that game, obviously. Baltimore and the Chargers, 3-6 game. Love it.
This best game of the first round.
Love that game.
Harbaugh Bowl in the playoffs.
More confidence in the Chargers beating the Ravens or the Broncos beating the Bills?
Chargers beating the Ravens.
Okay. Which means the Chargers would come to Arrowhead.
Love it.
Right? And then the 4-5 game is Houston-Pittsburgh. So let's say perfect scenario, right? All the high seeds win. Buffalo beats Denver. Baltimore beats the Chargers. Houston beats Pittsburgh. Buffalo and Baltimore play each other. That will be one of those games. That'll be one of those, like, grab the 30-pack on your way over, pick up some, nicotine of some sort. I'm going to need it.
Darts.
And let's go. Edge of the seat. Let's just watch that game.
40-40 overtime.
Beat each other up. They're going to go after it. Meanwhile, the Chiefs are going to play Houston and await the winner of that game. And you're going to get Baltimore, Buffalo, and Arrowhead for the AFC Championship game if that scenario were to work out. Sign me up.
With the Chiefs coming off of one game in a month against a team that just frankly isn't that good.
No, and they beat both those teams already.
Yep.
Like, I think Pittsburgh will be a little bit better. I think TJ Watt will be more healthier. I think they will, Russell Wilson and Mike Tomlin. But again, Mike Tomlin, 8-11 in the playoffs. And then you got to come back to Arrowhead where you've lost before, but also won with Boswell, different team.
Last time Mike Tomlin won in the playoffs was the 18-16 game against the Chiefs. It was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I love Tomlin, but yeah, I mean, what have you done for me lately?
And I don't trust Houston to come into Arrowhead in the playoffs with a beat-up roster.
I like, out of all of those teams that you mentioned as far as what I would want for the Chiefs, I mean, Houston's the easiest one to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the easiest scenario.
And the reason for that is you don't want to play a division team 3 times.
No, you don't. You don't.
Not a conference team, division team.
Division team, yes. Division team. And I mean, like you said, Houston's injured. Denver's got more juice right now. Houston, I mean, they are sleepwalking into the 4 seed, as we said 4 or 5 weeks ago. They honestly shouldn't necessarily be in the playoffs, but because they're in the worst division in football, no hyperbole, that is the worst division in football, they're going to sleepwalk into the division or into the playoffs.
Sign me up for reseeding in the NFL.
I would love it.
I think if you win your conference, you should be able, or your division,
yep.
You should get in. I think that's just a rule that you can't change.
Lock it. Yep.
But you shouldn't get a home game if you're 9-8.
Yeah, what?
We can get on that a whole other second. I mean, I can tell you that first. Man, reseeding the NFL, sign me up. Wouldn't matter for the Chiefs, though.
No, it wouldn't matter. Wouldn't matter.
Oh, God.
15-1.
Yeah. Green Bay looked really good against New Orleans. They might be unstoppable. That might be the team to beat. 1 week later, that was a tough game. That was a tough environment. That was a playoff environment. You want to go to Minnesota in the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
You want that skull chant in your ear? It's loud. Most false starts in the NFL happen where? Minneapolis.
Yep.
Fact check that. That's true. Heard it last night with my own ears.
Did.
There was a birthday for a former Chief this weekend, and the wheels started spinning about where this person ranks in your all-time list. I am very surprised if any of you have him in your top 5. I'll explain on the other side on 913-586-7965 who are your top 5 Chiefs of all time. We'll explain who I'm talking about on the other side. 96.5 The Fan. You're listening to Mac and Dusty on your home for Kansas City Sports.
Fescoe and Dusty. Subscribe and watch the show on YouTube by going to our channel at The Fan 965, Kansas City's FM sports station. 96.5 The Fan.
We just found out that Daisy Sour Cream launched French onion and ranch sour cream dips. I love dips, and these new dips from Daisy Sour Cream are a game changer. They taste just as good as if they were homemade. They're made with Daisy Sour Cream and real herbs and spices. The new dips from Daisy Sour Cream are made with ingredients you can find in your kitchen and nothing more. So whether it's chips, wings, veggies, or other food, give these new French onion and ranch dips from Daisy a try. Find them at your local grocer. It's Daisy Dips.
Hi, it's Derek Johnson, and I know there's nothing better than being part of a team. A group of great people you can count on and learn from. The Sheet Metalworkers, local number 2, are growing their team and looking for quality men and women who want to build Kansas City's future. While you're making KC a better place, you'll also get great pay and benefits while gaining lifelong skills. Explore the possibilities at sheetmetal2.org. That's sheetmetal2.org. And take a step towards a fulfilling and rewarding way of life.
Your projects begin here. The Casey Remodel and Garden Show, presented by Renewal by Anderson, January 10th through 12th at the American Royal Center. 3 days only for great deals, new ideas, and practical advice with trusted local experts. See twin sisters Leslie Davis and Lindsay Lamb from HGTV's hit show Unsellable Houses on Friday and Saturday. Shop, compare, and save on kitchens and baths to outdoor living and more at the Casey Remodel and Garden Show, January 10th through 12th. Buy tickets early and save at CaseyRemodelandGarden.com.
Paid for client portrayal and endorsement. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
After my car wreck, there was a lot I didn't know.
I do know. My team knows injury law. We can help you understand all of your legal rights so that you don't get cheated.
DM Law knew what to do and got me $150,000.
Mike's got this. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this. Inside the Huddle with Cody and Gold, each day from noon until 1 on 610 Sports Radio. Inside the Huddle is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. Discover the benefit of blue on the official radio partner of the Kansas City Chiefs, 610 Sports Radio.
Hey, it's Gold talking about my friends at Max Motors again. And I was driving the other day thinking about how many hours I have spent in my vehicle. And then I was curious how many hours we all spend in our vehicles. It's why you should make an investment in the vehicle that you drive. Did you know that on average, Americans spend about 293 hours a year, every single year in their vehicle? That's equivalent to 7 40-hour work weeks. So when you think about your vehicle, you want to make sure you have something that's reliable and something that you're going to love forever. And that's exactly where my friends at Max Motors come in. Right now, as a matter of fact, they're having their huge year-end heavy-duty sale. Every new 2024 Ram 1500 in stock is 25% off MSRP. Every new 2024 Ram 2500 in stock is 20% off MSRP. T-Dealer for details. Max Motors, your Midwest dealer with the best financing options and the max trade-in values in the Midwest. Max Motors, the easiest place to buy a car, maxmotors.com.
Get to Old Navy for a major clearance drop with new styles for the fam starting at just $2.99. Yep, shop clearance styles from just $2.99. But hurry, clearance ends soon. Only at Old Navy. Valid 12/26 through 1/16. Select styles only.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
but that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
When Google Fiber first launched 1 gig internet right here in Kansas City, it cost $70. Cut to today. Over 10 years later, 1 gig internet still costs the same, $70. That's what you get with Google Fiber. Fast, reliable internet with simple, straightforward monthly billing. No data caps, no annual contracts, no hidden fees. Just a small local fee for the city on top of your flat, predictable price. Go beyond good enough. Go beyond fiber. Sign up today at fiber.google.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by the technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Missouri side checking 49 northbound. No delays from Belton to 470. And then 71 northbound moves well from the Grandview Triangle into downtown. Money back guarantees and parts and labor warranties mean you aren't just buying products, you are securing your investment. For a limited time, receive a free furnace when you purchase an AC. Schedule your complimentary proposal online at anthonyphc.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Just to hold me down, one woman just to lift me up. Oh yeah. And I gotta at least have one woman on the side that really don't give a f. So if you wanna leave, baby, go ahead and leave. Yeah. There's one thing that I found out. Can't have one woman, gotta have three.
Tell him, King George.
One woman just to hold me down, one woman just to lift me up. Oh yeah. And I gotta at least have one woman on the side that really don't give a f. You wanna go, baby,
just keep on rolling, baby.
Go ahead and walk out.
Keep on rolling Monday morning. Roll along. You ever heard this, Bob?
No, I was about to say I like this.
Oh, yeah, baby.
This is good.
King George, baby. That was my summer patio song of the year, 2024.
Perfect summer, chilling.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. Keep on rolling, baby.
Love it.
There was a birthday over the weekend. Jamal Charles.
Woo!
Of course, I go beyond the birthday, and I think to myself, now maybe there's a lot of recency bias here because of what this team has done, either slept on or whatever. But I think with Jamal Charles, now, I was your age when he was doing his thing, like 2 and 14 teams. Like,
yeah.
I still believe he has the record for the most yards per average per rush at 5.2 and 5.1 NFL history. Nobody's ever gotten that, and maybe Saquon could beat that this year. I don't know what he's averaging per rush.
Yeah, there's only 3 guys career to average over 5 yards a carry.
Right. Yeah. And I was thinking to myself, if you were to put your top 5 Chiefs, no coaches, owners, none of that, players, top 5 of all time, I would bet you that 80% of people would not have Jamal Charles on that list.
Wow.
Because I think Mahomes and Kelsey and Chris Jones are on that list.
Yeah.
That means there's 2 more.
Yeah.
Derek Thomas is making that list.
Yep.
Which opens up that 5th spot. Now, there's people that have been on this earth longer than you and I, sadly or not, that are like Willie Lanier's in my list.
Course.
Buck Buchanan, Bobby Bell, Lynn Dawson.
Yeah.
John Stenerud probably makes him. No, he's not a top 5. But I would think that you would have Mahomes, Kelsey, Jones, Tony Gonzalez is probably in a lot of people's top 5. So I don't know if that's a hot take to say that Jamal Charles is in 90% of people's not top 5. But I mean, he's what? Easily in your top 10 of all time?
Has to be.
Right?
And you mentioned the age thing. I think that's probably why, for me, I'm the anomaly here. Jamal Charles is my favorite all-time Chief.
was awesome.
He was amazing. And I was, you said you were my age, so that means put me at that 14, 15, 16 range. Like I'm coming into my sports knowledge, finding out everything, trying to just like a sponge, soak up everything I can. And the one thing I could focus on for the majority of my teenage present life was Jamal Charles, man. Just one of the prettiest runners on the football field you've ever seen. It's like he's gliding.
The complete opposite of Isaiah Pacheco.
Exactly.
Like he would just tiptoe, make you move, make you miss. Whereas Pacheco's like, I'm just going to hit you in the mouth and have fun trying to stop it.
Like Pacheco's cleats get, as far as they can wedged into the dirt. It felt like Jamal Charles' cleats they were barely grazing the tops of those blades of grass. He was just so beautiful. It felt like at any moment's notice, he could put all of his weight onto one, side of his body and then immediately go back. He was extremely agile and fun to watch. And, he didn't even ever really have a great offensive line in front of him, let alone good.
Let alone a quarterback. Yeah. I mean, he had Alex Smith, maybe a year?
2 years maybe? Yeah, a year.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing look, people on the text line, Will Shields, Willie Rofe.
Yep.
Screw Tony Gonzalez. He's a Falcon. They didn't use the word screw.
Thank you.
They used a different word that starts with F. Somebody said, I don't know if this is true or not. I assume it is. From day one, Saquon's at 5.8 yards per rush this year. That's gross.
Now, that's for one season.
Yeah. This was Jamal's career.
5.1, 5.2, whatever it was. Yeah.
5-year career, basically. And then as quick as he was, it was over.
I still remember when he tore his ACL, that non-contact injury. Yeah, I knew it right away.
Was that in Indianapolis?
I think so.
On the pylon? Or was that Barry? Eric Berry, another one.
Eric Berry's
probably
a great
not in the top 5 of anybody's, but again, I mean, dude, I love Jamal. That was when fantasy really started cooking for me.
Yeah.
And he was on my team for 2 years straight, and that's why I didn't like Thomas Jones.
Yeah.
Because we're still standard. That's how old I am. We didn't know what PPR was. We were standard. We were, Reggie. We didn't get to the good stuff yet. We were separate. We were drafting running backs with our first 5 picks. Why would you take a receiver in the 3rd round? And Jamal Charles would run for 140 yards, have 6 receptions, 100 yards, and Thomas Jones would have 4 carries, 2 touchdowns, 10 yards. You're like, dude, stop.
Damn it.
It's how many touchdowns would Saquon Barkley had if Jalen Hurts didn't do the brotherly shove?
He'd maybe be the MVP.
What's Jalen got? 12 touchdowns rushing?
I think so.
Something stupid like that? Give Saquon 6 of those.
Unreal.
We'll get to the brioche of the weekend a little bit later on. Don't forget, surprisingly, my brioche of the weekend does come from Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. That's exciting.
Yeah. Couple players involved.
Okay.
And a fan.
I think I might know where you're going. Yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm excited to hear that. We had a text from the 913. Sad you missed Priest Holmes, man. I still got to see some Priest Holmes. Obviously, I've watched all the clips. But yeah, Priest Holmes, another one that I'm sure enters some top 5.
Awesome.
It was great.
Oh, he was awesome.
That's my brother's guy.
That was probably
He's your age, so it makes sense.
That's the team that when I watched that from 2000 to 2003 or whatever it was, or maybe it was 01 to 03, that team, that's Willie Rofe, Will Shields, Casey Wegman, Brian Waters, and, all that offensive line. Trent Green was reborn. I'll still never forget when he threw the 99 touchdown pass and then hit him with the "Are you not entertained?" Because the year before was a little Rocky. They were spelling his name Trint, not Trent. And then Tony G's in his prime. Priest Holmes out here doing the right before he scored a touchdown was set the scoring record of touchdowns. And then LaDainian Tomlinson, and then I think Sean Alexander ended up taking it or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, irrelevant, but he had it. God, that team was good. Derek Johnson was on that team. He'll join us at 7:25 as he does on Mondays. We'll take him down memory lane.
He'd be in my top list too.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
There's another that same era. Jamal Charles,
William Barty. No,
I was going to say no. That's not entering mine.
Is that what it was called? The electric slide?
Wow.
I don't know if that's what it was called, but that was a fun celly. That's for sure. Right before he get in the end zone, just. And you know what I loved about Priest that you never see anymore. Really, he could do the leap into the end zone.
Dude, he was the best.
He was built like a brick. You know what house? Biggest biceps I've ever seen ever, and with the eye. Saw him at Price Chopper one time, and I was like, "Can I?" And he was like, "No, dude, what?" I was like, "Sorry." I was 15 years old.
No.
I mean, some people might have Dante Hall. The text line comes in. Top 5 Chiefs, who are they? Mahomes, Kelsey, Jones, We go Derek Thomas for sure. That's 4. That means there's one
4.
spot open, and you got who next? Do you put Lenny the Great in there because of what he was? Do you put Jamal Charles there at 5th? If I had a gun to my head, I might have to put JC there.
For me, personally, like that's what I grew up watching. That's who I know. Like if you're old enough to remember Lindot, I completely get that. That makes sense for you. But for me in my life, my experience, it's Jamal Charles, man. That was great. And a lot of that, like kids growing up now, obviously Mahomes can be their all-time favorite Chief. That's just, that's easy.
There's grown men that are going to say that.
Yes, and that's a great answer. That's completely fine. But something that was, at least for me, special about Jamal Charles, as you mentioned, those were 2-14 teams. There weren't a lot of great players on those teams. Derek Johnson, Jamal Charles, Tamba Hali, to name a few, were just pillars that kind of at least gave you an inkling of hope on Sundays that something good could happen.
Yeah, Jamal Charles was like, I don't know, just such a home run hitter.
Yep.
And one of the most greatest individual games I've ever seen was that game against the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Where there's like reports out there that they were literally telling like screen to the left at the line of scrimmage, like screen to the left, house call. Still the coldest photo I've ever seen. Chiefs, Raiders, Brandon Flowers, football, arms crossed, everybody in the crowd, middle fingers.
Yes.
Like I'm not a big picture guy in the basement. That would be blown up and put on a wall.
100%.
That is, in a nutshell, this year. Now, it's not the Raiders, but like that is national media, and then local media is Brandon Flowers.
Yes.
You didn't call it from day one? You sure about that? You sure that's why? Jared Allen's in people's lists.
Oh, yep. Good one. Good one.
Somebody says Mahomes, Kelsey, Derek Thomas, Toney G, Chris Jones. I think that's probably a generic list that everyone would most likely have.
Yeah.
And I know you can have your opinions on Tony Gonzalez. Paid Travis Kelsey's fine, or will. Had the most touchdowns in Chiefs history until this past weekend.
Yep.
And he had some choice words. But when you put back the anger and the hate that he went on and said maybe a line that he shouldn't have said.
That he has since come back and apologized for and kind of walked back. I don't know. I don't have the hard feelings that a lot of people do, that a lot of people harbor towards Tony G. That's just me.
I feel bad. He's been fired from every network. He's simply not good. Oh, man. Somebody says from the 816, I totally have that picture framed in my living room.
Oh, yes.
We're having Thanksgiving at Dave's house. Oh, there's that photo.
There it is. Boom.
Yeah, we ought to get that framed and put it in Kramer's office.
That'd be perfect.
That'd be a
Raiders fan.
That'd be a hell of a Jim prank in the office.
Yeah.
The hell put this in here? I thought everybody was out of town this weekend. Came in on Saturday. Oh, man, that'd be great. Derek Johnson at 725. Coming up on the other side, Andy Reid. I think there might slightly be a chance that he could backdoor cover this Coach of the Year. I'll explain why, and I'll give you the odds. Mac Morey, Dusty Like is 965 Fan, your home. Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
I just want to say how awesome it is to have Bob Fescoe and Legend Likens on every morning to start my day. I freaking love you guys.
On your home for Kansas City sports, 96.5, The Fan.
Well, there's a time and a place for DIY projects, but selling your home is not one of them at all. When you decide to sell, it's best to leave it to an expert. Trust Dawn Sharp and the Sharp Homes team to negotiate the highest price for your home and navigate all the red tape to ensure a seamless and stress-free sale. Dawn consistently helps homeowners in Kansas City and the surrounding area sell their homes for more than they expected. If you want the best possible offer for your home, the Sharp Homes team will sell it for you at many times for or above the asking price. Dawn and her team will bring you the most buyers as well. They sell a home every 72 hours and sold over 150 homes this past year. So you want to work with an agent you know that you can trust. The Sharp Homes team can also give you options. If you want to skip showings and open houses and go straight to sold, contact them to discuss that instant offer program. Contact the only agent I would trust, my friend Dawn Sharp, if you're looking to buy or sell a home. Dawn Sharp with the Sharp Homes team is brokered by Epic Realty, and they are the best. You can Google them at Sharp Homes Team and see the 200 5-star Google and Zillow reviews, or just visit them at homesforsaleandkc.com. That's homesforsaleandkc.com, and start packing.
Now, your Live Nation lineup.
Don't miss these upcoming shows. Get tickets and info at livenation.com. Sebastian Maniscalco, Saturday, February 22nd at T-Mobile Center. Goo Goo Dolls, Friday, August 22nd at Starlight. and Lincoln Park. Sunday, August 31st at T-Mobile Center.
For tickets and info, hit up livenation.com.
Listen, you've been making house payments for years, right? And right now, your home's value has never been higher, right? That means you're likely sitting on a small fortune in equity. Good for you. That's cash that you could use to help secure your retirement, solve all your financial burdens, enable you to travel, everything you want. The catch is, you're not ready to move. No problem. You don't have to with the True Hold Sell and Stay Leaseback program. This is a genius financial strategy. You sell your home to True Hold while its value is high. You bank all that equity in cash now, and you can stay as long as you like with an easy, affordable lease. And True Hold pays property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. True Hold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get a True Hold offer now while your home's value is sky high. Call 1-855-300-9993. That's 1-855-300-9993. Or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out without moving out. TrueHold.com.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
Let me tell you about my good friend Andy from Andy's Frozen Custard. He's from Kansas City, never misses a game, and serves the world's finest frozen custard. Tailgate with a pick six, or grab a freshly made custom treat before or after a game. And tell him Mitch and Andy sent you.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Andy's Frozen Custard. Visit eatandys.com to find the location nearest you. Top your day with a smile. Want more from your dealership? At Metro Ford, every new vehicle comes with a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. Family owned, just 10 minutes from downtown and packed with unbeatable value. Drive smarter, only at Metro Ford. Online at kcmetroford.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Metro Ford, online at kcmetroford.com. On the Missouri side, 70 westbound from 470 into downtown, 15 minutes. Kansas side, 70 eastbound from 435 to 670 is an 11-minute drive. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
We got a new function on the Odyssey app.
Did you guys know that this is a thing? I can send you messages from the Odyssey app. Kind of crazy.
KFNZ FM and AM HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Back here on 96.5 The Fan, Mac and Dusty with you. And then at 10 o'clock today is Briscoe and Drew. Josh Briscoe will be in studio at 9 o'clock with us here. Derek Johnson in 20 minutes here with us as well. Also, shout out to Eric Berry. Yesterday was his birthday.
Hey.
Comeback Player of the Year in 2015.
Hell yeah.
3-time first-team All-Pro. 5-time Pro Bowler. NFL's 2010's All-Decade team.
Wow.
All-Rookie team in 2010. And the George Halas Award in 2016.
Go Vols.
Is he in your top 10 Chiefs of all time?
Yeah, I think so. Again, going back to that personal note, I was at that pick 2 game. It was one of the best football moments I've ever had. Was with my brother.
That's an individual game where it's like that dude won the game.
That dude won us that game. I mean, 8 points.
What did he give his mom or dad? The football dad?
First one was mom. Second one was dad. They
That's
were
right.
both at that game. Pick 6 and a pick 2 that game for Eric Berry. So yeah, I think he'd go in my top 10. Andy's a Tennessee Volunteer, a little bit biased there, but yeah. So I think he'd probably go in my top 10. Yeah.
What was Raheem Mostert's clock management last night?
Dude.
At the end of the first half.
What on earth, man?
28 seconds left? Or no, end of the game.
End of the game. You could
28 seconds left, 2 timeouts.
You could have called it with like 38. You let it go down to 28. You let 15 seconds transpire. Like nothing. You had 2 timeouts. You had 1 to play with.
2 plays, the ball didn't move.
You're 15 yards, 20 yards away from a field goal. You had 2 timeouts. You could have had 35 seconds left.
Not good coaching.
Michael Penix was cooking you.
You like Michael Penix?
I do.
He's arrived. He's here.
I really like Michael
Kirk's
Penix.
like, oh, shoot.
Yeah,
what am I going to play next year?
No, I think Penix is it. He's my 3rd favorite coming in the draft. He looks really, really good.
Somebody says from the 913, the picture that went out when Alex Smith, the game against the Chargers, when he looks absolutely jacked, when they won with his QB sneak at the end of the game.
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody says, got to be Dawson, the only other Super Bowl MVP for the franchise. Like I said, yeah. I mean,
I can't tell you wrong there. Yeah.
Top 5, man. It's just crazy how good and how much we remember Jamal Charles. And we're like, Raheem Mostert. Not Raheem Mostert. What's his name?
Raheem Morris.
Got a lot of, thanks, Coach. Raheem Mostert plays for the Dolphins. Thank you.
I thought you said Raheem Morris, honestly. So, Raheem,
K-Stater.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Totally forgot about that. Yeah, that was He did it at the end of the first half, too.
Yeah. OT, that game was good last night.
It's like, how many timeouts will they let me take into overtime? It's like, yep, nope, it's not a thing.
And then what was it, the Green Bay, Minnesota game when they called the offsides on the kick? And they just showed the aerial shot. And they're like, well, we're just going to trust their word here that he was offsides. But tough to see from that angle. All right, we'll be back at the first half. We'll be back for the second half. Right?
It's like, okay. Sweet. Cool.
No, coaching's tough in the NFL. And I know a lot of people are bored to death with this topic, but it's so crazy how it fluctuates, right? Beginning of the year, Andy Reid was plus 5,000 to win Coach of the Year because everyone was like, well, the Chiefs are going to be good. They're going to win their division. They're going to challenge everybody in the AFC conference. They'll be all right. Andy Reid will do what he needs to do. But he went 15-1. And as of Sunday morning, Andy Reid's odds to win Coach of the Year were plus 475. He's still currently third in the odds list. No surprise, number 1 is KOC, Kevin O'Connell. Minnesota's in good position with him because you can have the conversation about Sam Darnold. What do you do? Do you tag and stay? And do you tell JJ, like, hey, man, one more year, and then it's you? Do you do the Jordan Love, the Aaron Rodgers, that sort of thing, Money in the Bank?
Yep.
Do you do that and just say, trust us? Because what do you say, right? We're too quick to judge these quarterbacks. JJ McCarthy with Kevin O'Connell, I think, could work. Kevin O'Connell's a good coach. There's nothing to be denied with that. Nothing to be denied with Kevin O'Connell. Great coach. He's not 15-1. Okay? Not a whole lot of injuries in Minnesota this year. Nope. Like, Jordan Addison was out for first, 6 games or so of the season? And again, Sam Darnold, and maybe that's enough. Maybe that's the stamp of approval. Like, he did it with Sam Darnold, who's going to win comeback player of the year.
Or should.
Probably should. I don't know if he will.
I think it'll be Burrow.
Yeah, it's true. But you look at the odds, right? And Andy Reid could backdoor cover this, I think. 2 big things have to happen. Detroit has to beat Minnesota.
Yeah.
Which is the game of the week.
Oh, easily.
Not even close.
Game of the year.
Could be.
I mean, frankly, for the 1 seed, the implication, this is awesome.
Could be. And I think, and this is just my opinion, I'm sorry, Andy Reid is plus 900.
Okay.
Dan Campbell is plus 650. And Kevin O'Connell is minus 1,000. So Vegas has said all but because of positioning. Those are your top 3. After those 3, it's Dan Quinn, Jim Harbaugh, Sean McVay. It's not even close.
No.
All those guys are plus 2,000 or more. Andy Reid, plus 900. If Andy Reid goes into Denver and knocks them out with Carson Wentz, Carson Steele, I don't know.
Nico Remigio and Jared Wiley.
Everybody else that's not a main guy. And they win. And they go 16-1. And Detroit beats Minnesota. Andy Reid backdoor covers Coach of the Year. I guarantee it.
Wow, we get a guarantee.
I guarantee it.
Love it. So what needs to happen is what you just said, obviously, with the Chiefs winning. But other than that, you need the Lions to beat Kevin O'Connell.
Right. Because then you would get into the win-loss.
Yes.
Because the only thing that's hanging Andy Reid on there is that he's 15-1.
15-1.
But if he goes 16-1, right, he would go on routes to do something that only, I think, 3 other teams have done, and that's win 18 games in an NFL season. Right? The Patriots did it. I think the 98 Vikings did it. And I think maybe I'm wrong on this, but I know 18 wins is like a thing in the NFL that hardly anybody's ever done. And the Chiefs are 3 wins away from doing that. Which means if they win the last game of the season and then win 2 games in the AFC, playoff picture, they had 18 wins, going to the Super Bowl, possibly finish their season at 19-1. And you'd have to sit back and be like, he didn't win Coach of the Year? Because if we take the narrative of the award, and it's you have to do something that was surprisingly different and no one saw coming. Everyone saw the Chiefs winning the AFC West. Everyone did. Everyone knew they were going to be a playoff team. That's cool. 15-1, the toughest year of the league with the richest amount of talent at the quarterback position. Oh, by the way, you lost your number 2 corner.
Yes.
Your starting left tackle.
Yep.
Your backup left tackle. You had to move a guard over. You lost your starting running back, 2 starting wide receivers, lost 1 game on the road. To maybe the second best team in the AFC.
To the MVP. 1 or 2.
Yeah. Plus 900. I think, somebody says this from the text too. Imagine winning a 3-peat and you're not Coach of the Year. Like, also, we look at, like, we talk about things like, yes, the X's and O's and the record holds up, but, like, you don't have the sort of culture you have in Philly that you have in Kansas City. Like, that just doesn't exist because that's Nick Sirianni, that's Andy Reid. Yes, they're winning. The record's there, but the culture in Kansas City is why this team is the way they are. And Andy Reid is doing it. And he's done it 15 times in one season so far. Could win another game. From the 816, we let Denver beat us, right? I don't think anybody wants the Bengals in the playoffs. Denver can still lose, and Miami can win, and Cincy's out. Cincy has to have Denver and Miami lose. That's the only way they get in.
Yeah, I thought it was just those two. So yeah, they need the Dolphins to lose to the Jets. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. I don't think that's going to happen.
They need the Dolphins to lose and the Broncos to lose.
Yeah.
And the Broncos play at home against a B/C team.
Yeah, I think a B/C team can beat that Broncos team still, coached by Andy Reid, to your point,
Which would
Coach
be funny,
of the Year.
which I think that's one of those things where Andy Reid's like, oh, okay. You give me a challenge?
Exactly.
I got to have to take a gas to get across town?
That's
I bet
what
I can
I'm
do
saying.
it. I bet I can do it.
Like this texter 816, you think we let Denver beat us? Yeah, I don't think Andy Reid, that's in this team's DNA. They're not worried about a Cincinnati, an 8-8 or 9-8 Cincinnati team limping into the playoffs with the worst defense in the league and no one to speak of other than Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Joe Burrow. That's not keeping this team up at night. They do not care, and they will not alter their plans or their strategies to try and miss a team like Cincinnati or escape.
Right.
Won't happen.
Hey, Cincinnati would have beat New England week 1. We wouldn't be in this.
That's it, man. That game.
Wins are just tough. They're a tough
hard
thing
to
to get in
win.
this league. We'll take them however we can get them, says every coach ever. But if the Chiefs do it, I don't know,
Just
man.
didn't look right, man. Just didn't look great.
They just look off. They look bored. Gosh, something's missing. Okay, yeah. A 3-peat that's on deck.
Very boring.
Yeah. This team has all its pieces. Plus, we'll dive into a little bit of MVP discussion on the other side with Mac Morey, Dusty Likens, and then DJ in about 10 minutes here on 96.5 The Fan, your home, Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
After 30 years of doing knee and hip replacements, Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup thought there had to be a better way, and that led him to regenerative medicine.
I was one of the first orthopedic surgeons to do it.
Now, after 20 years of successful orthobiologic treatments, lots of clinical data, research, and teaching, Dr. Scheinkup is National Medical Director at QC Kinetics.
They've done an amazing job of becoming the most significant orthobiologic and regenerative medicine practice in the United States. QC is so far ahead of the game in its science, its protocols, its people, its facilities.
So if you have chronic pain from arthritis and you want to avoid drugs and surgery, call the experts in this revolutionary field, QC Kinetics.
To give patients real lasting relief from pain, that's what I live for. That's my mission.
Get your free consultation now. Call QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through Hims.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through Hims.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Nothing feels as good as driving a new Hyundai. And now you can get a great deal on your favorite model at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Whether it's a Tucson, Santa Fe, or Palisade, the technology-packed Elantra, or an all-electric Ioniq, you'll find a deal to celebrate way past this season. Plus, every Hyundai is backed by America's Best Warranty. Make your next getaway your best one yet. Visit HyundaiUSA.com. Or even better, visit your nearest dealer and test drive your next Hyundai today during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Drive away now in one of our most popular models with 0% APR and 0 payments for 90 days. Only during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offer ends January 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Okay, so that's with bacon, cheese, lettuce, tomato, grilled onions, ketchup, and hold the pickles.
You know what you like. You wouldn't order your burger just any way. Why should your sports talk be any different? With Chapters on the free Odyssey app, you can choose the topics that matter to you most. Whether it's reactions, matchup previews, injury updates, or team news, quickly find what you really care about. Your football talk, your way. Download the free Odyssey app and start listening today.
Men, the new year is here, and if you're like many of us, you're going to make a resolution to improve your health. But if you're feeling sluggish and low energy, if your sleep patterns are off, if you've been working out and aren't seeing the gains you used to see, making that resolution may not be so easy. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're feeling the way I just described, we can likely help you with that resolution, because those symptoms probably mean you're suffering with low testosterone. And at Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating this condition. With our low T protocols, if you're like most men, the change will astound you. You'll feel more energy and better mental clarity, your sleep will improve, your workouts will be better, and you'll likely find your sex drive goes up as well. So call us today and get treated for your low T. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Well, it is the holiday travel season, and that means a lot of stress is going to be happening at KCI, and the last thing you want to do is add more stress to your plate. So take stress away by using Park and Go, because you're going to have to park at the airport. You might as well park at the best place available, and that is my friends over at Park and Go. Every spot is covered parking. You can reserve your spot online at bookparkandgo.com or with their easy-to-use app, and you can prepay to save even more time and money, because you're going to get their lowest rate when you book online and prepay at bookparkandgo.com. And that way, when you show up and that spot is reserved for you, you're ready to go. You show up on the day of your flight, they direct you to your covered parking spot, the shuttle meets you right away and takes you to the airport. There's no waiting in that parking lot. And when you get home from that long journey, you just grab your bags, walk outside, the shuttle bus is there, you jump on it, and it's right back to the trunk of your car. These guys are awesome. We've been using them for the last 4 or 5 years now when we travel out of KCI. So you can join their frequent parker program like we did and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Kansas side, 69 Highway northbound, approaching 119th Street. Police on the scene clearing debris out of the roadway. You may have to tap the brakes to get past that. Otherwise, things move pretty well. 35 northbound trip from Olathe into downtown, 20 minutes. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Happy Monday, Kansas City. Welcome back into 96.5 The Fan. Dusty Likens with you, Mac Morey as well. We'll be all back together on Thursday. Weird week. Off tomorrow and Wednesday. Happy New Year's Eve.
You got any good plans?
I don't know, man. I'm undecided.
I know, me too.
With the day off, like my buddy wants to do small get together at his house. The only thing that makes it kind of intriguing is we're all sports nuts, and that's that Boise State Penn State game at 6:30 or 5:30, whenever it is.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That game's fun.
So you can kind of make that the center.
Yeah. I'll drive up here tomorrow morning to get some work done, and by work I mean place bets for that game.
I was gonna say, yep.
Missouri, Iowa today at 1:30. Woo! There's a middle finger for you for Mizzou fans. Hey, your team's in a good bowl game. It's gonna be Monday at 1:30. All right. Thank you.
Against Iowa.
Carrington Harrison, show starts at 2. Biggest Mizzou guy I know. Yes. He'll have it on a TV in a studio. But again, what's the over-under in that game, you think? You think it's over 41?
I was going to say, is it over, 35?
Let's check since DraftKings is open. 40.
40.
Mizzou, 2.5-point favorites.
I'd consider the under in that.
I consider Iowa plus 120. I don't know why.
I like that too, yeah. Well, just from a defensive
I feel like their
perspective.
guys play more of their starting core than Mizzou's. Brady Cook will start, obviously, I think, because it's his last year, it's his last game, and then he'll be an agent. But I don't think Luther Burden's playing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know. Look, man. And for those of you that were listening last segment and still listening, I love you more than you know. The Dolphins win, get to 8-8. On the AFC playoff spot, this is from Albert Breer. Broncos beat the Chiefs, they're in. Broncos lose, Dolphins beat Jets, Miami's in. Broncos, Dolphins lose, and the Bengals beat the Steelers, Cincy's in. All three lose, Denver's in.
Okay, yeah.
Denver has the golden ticket. Are they going to run into Slugworth, or are they going to keep going?
Mm-hmm. I at the end of the day, Chiefs are going to play who they're going to play. You're in the playoffs. You've done your job. Can't control this. But if you could, for me, personally, the worst case scenario is the Dolphins making the playoffs. That team is the worst out of those three teams, and it would be a cakewalk for Buffalo. They wouldn't even have to think about that.
Did I miss a Tua injury? Why was he inactive? Did I miss something?
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't pay attention.
I didn't. Again, holiday week, it was a mess.
Yeah, it was,
everything
a lot
was
going
here,
on.
There, middle of the week. Yep. I just saw, Schefter tweeted, Tua's officially out, so is Jalen Waddle. Tyreek will play. So I don't know if I missed something with Tua. Because I saw him on the sideline last night. I was like, Tyler Huntley's playing? Not Tua? So I guess, I don't know, maybe it was a leg injury, knee injury, shoulder. Definitely wasn't, the scary injury that he's had in the past. Otherwise, we'd have heard about that. That would have came through my phone at least at once. I just didn't know why he was out.
Speculation has run rampant about the quarterback's hip injury.
Huh. Was he doing the DAC?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the thrusting. Yeah, I don't know. He's had hip issues. He's had ankle issues. He's obviously had the concussion stuff. So, yeah. It's another along the long list.
It's not like they're out of it.
No,
right?
They kind of seems like they might have the easiest, quote unquote, other than Denver. I mean, right behind Denver.
Gotta beat the Jets.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
God, the Jets are pitiful. Pitiful.
We look at the Chiefs now, right? I think this is the team they've wanted. This was the team in St. Joe where I think if they were smart, which I know they are, we're like, hey, if we're without Rashee Rice for, let's say, 4 games, or as a lot of people thought, let's say we're without Rashee Rice for half the season. Let's put together this offense that has this rookie we drafted out of Texas, Hollywood Brown, who we got as a free agent, signed to a 1-year deal, with Travis Kelce. Let's put all that together. This was what the offense was going to look like without Rashee Rice. Patrick Mahomes has not turned it over. They are scoring. Well, they just don't beat people convincingly. 29-10, 27-19, 20-7. Coincidence? I think not. This was the team they wanted to put together. This was the roster that they were going to be like, hey, we're going to be without Rashee Rice, but we can do this. And since Rashee Rice misses the entire season, they had to go get DeAndre Hopkins and Juju Smith-Schuster. And at this point in their career, those two guys are basically one receiver and 2 bodies. How many times do you see DeAndre Hopkins and Juju Smith-Schuster on the field at the same time? Now, they're not where they used to be, but they're that guy. 1 catch, 13 yards. 3rd and 6, run this perfect route that you can do better than most because you're a vet and I trust you. Your running back is back in Isaiah Pacheco. But now you have him and Kareem Hunt looks like he's now the guy. Injuries are flaring up. Now, again, it's a two-man system. Chiefs don't run the ball. We all know that. But we've seen them kind of lean Kareem Hunt's way, at least the last 2 weeks. And I know Isaiah Pacheco got hurt towards the end of the game. This last game, I think he'll be fine when they play in 3 weeks.
Exactly. 24, 25 days.
You're going to get Jalen Watson back on the defensive side, severely missed.
Watson!
Well, I guess we don't know that, do we?
Right. I just saw videos of him doing sprints. And then it just said, does this mean what I think it means? 3 weeks. He's got 3 weeks.
Exactly. And Hollywood Brown reposted it with that clock emoji, exactly what Hollywood Brown posted, a couple months ago about Christmas Day.
That's and he looks great.
He looks fantastic.
I think you have to bring him back. Because with him and Worthy and Rashee Rice in this offense, if this is it for Travis, if they win a Super Bowl and he's like, okay, I'm done. I've won a three-peat.
Yep.
I've scored more touchdowns in that franchise's history. I won and done it. I'm out. Wouldn't be against it. And now you have Xavier Worthy, who has excelled even more than I thought he would. Putting up similar numbers to Tyreek Hill in Tyreek Hill's rookie year. Xavier Worthy, a quiet, slept-on rookie wide receiver. Maybe not slept on here. And we'll talk about the rookie receiver class a little bit later on that has Ladd McConkey, Brian Thomas Jr., Malik Neighbors, all those guys. And not a lot of people put Xavier Worthy's name in there. Dude's been good. You had Hollywood Brown to that. You had Travis Kelce, who this is the time of year where he really steps up. Last game of his season, he goes 8 for 84 and a touchdown.
Coincidence? I think not.
Exactly. So again, this was their offense that they had put together. This was it. This was their way. With Rashee Rice, who potentially could have been out, this was the team that they wanted to roll with. And nobody has any videotape on it. Let's get to Derek Johnson.
He's the Chiefs' all-time leading tackler and 4-time Pro Bowler.
Derek Johnson picks it. He's up the right sideline, 30-yard line, 25, and down into Washington territory. Derek Johnson.
But to us, he's our forever linebacker.
I want to be battle tested. I want to go through some adversity. I want to go through some things where you say, "Oh man, we gotta figure this out."
Here's number 56, Derek Johnson, with Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
That's right, it is a Monday. Everybody had the day off except me last Monday. Bob, Mac, DJ, all the day off. Derek Johnson joins us today, brought to you by Community America Credit Union. Community America Credit Union, member-owned, open to all, invested in you and sheet metal workers, local number 2. DJ, how was the holiday, my man?
No, it was awesome. It was awesome, man. A lot of winning going on in the holidays, but man, it's always a good time to be around family and friends, and good time, man. Good time for football. So.
Yeah, no doubt. So I want to ask you, we were talking about this earlier. I think the coldest photo in Chiefs history is Flowers on the football flexing, getting middle fingers from the Oakland crowd.
Man. Yeah, and he had a bunch of beer poured on him. Oh man, that's one of the games I remember like it was yesterday. We got a bunch of defensively, we did really well, and got a bunch of picks, and we just had our way in Raider Nation. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's how I knew Brandon Flowers was about it, because you go to the black hole flex in the end zone where you just and then poor Andy Studebaker's just right there, like, if you need help, man, I'm here. It's crazy. Like, you look at that photo, you're like, Studebaker made the cut. That's all right. Didn't see him on the player's card. But I do want to bring this up. We were talking about this weekend was Jamal's birthday. And I think that he gets a little, he's a great, we all know it, but a lot of people, their top 5, maybe Jamal Charles is in there. Some people, like, they have other people in there. And we were talking about Jamal. What do you remember most about that game where, now I don't know if this is true, maybe you can let us know, when he was just going nuts against the Raiders, and there was a rumor that they were telling the Raiders where the play was going to be, and the Chiefs still scored.
Oh man, you know what? That's a shame that he got off that way, and they I guess got a beat on some plays, but still, Jamal is a heart got to stop. I mean, he's freaking fast. He can run between the tackles. He developed into not just a track guy. Coming into the league, he's explosive and a track guy. Left University of Texas early, but he just developed into something that this league hadn't seen for a while. And Jamal was special, man. I actually, right now, my 5-year-old son, I show him little, because he's a KC fan, obviously now, but he sees highlights of myself, and then he went on there and started watching highlights of Jamal, and that's all he watches. And I'm like, you know what? Keep watching Jamal. That's better for you.
Yeah, your son and I are the same way. I'll be on my phone just watching videos. I'll get back to that 2000, 2001 team, and I'm like watching Priest leap over the offensive line, the defensive line, being like, they don't make them like that anymore.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. Great player. Great player.
So let's talk about this team. 15-1, number 1 seed locked up. A lot of people, obviously you praise it, you have fun with it, you get to control your destiny, you don't have to leave anywhere for the playoffs. What's your opinion on 3 weeks off? What does DJ think about that, being a former player and knowing what that can do? I know obviously Andy Reid will have these guys ready, but 3 weeks, man, that's a lot of time.
It is, and you have to make a conscious effort to start fast when you do play. It's pros and cons to it. It's a good problem to have. You want to have that problem every single year, and the Chiefs have been fortunate enough to get that number 1 seed, and that's the way to go. If you want to go to the Super Bowl, you want to win it. You want it to go through your home field, and Arrowhead is the hardest place to play in the NFL. And Andy just keeps doing it, man. I mean, the old guy is just he's just the team is keeping him young, and we are finding ways to win the game, regardless of we didn't even run the ball well. Third down wasn't even that good. We had a lot of penalties, but we still pull out a win. We're just mastering the art of winning, and it's freaking very, very impressive. And man, I'm really enjoying it.
Well, and one of the ways the Chiefs have been winning these games recently, DJ, and rather dominantly, has been the defense. Most recently against Pittsburgh without Chris Jones, the best player on the defense, one of the best players in the league. I mean, what are you seeing from them? They're creating pressure. They're creating turnovers. It feels like they've flipped that switch right at the right time yet again.
Yeah, you want to peak at the right time. Defensively, last couple of years, we've just been on. Spags has been in his bag, regardless of his Chris Jones, who's not just our best player on our defense, but probably the best player in the NFL. For our defense to affect the quarterback, that's when you get any kind of success on defense, you have to find ways to affect the quarterback. How you do that? You get pressure on them. Even if you don't sack them, you get pressure on them. We got 5 sacks, but being able to disguise different coverages. I mean, Justin Reed coming up with that big interception in the end zone. When you take the ball away in the red zone, it really kills the offense. And our offense doesn't give up the ball much, and we get turnovers. So that's a good recipe.
You look at the AFC picture and you see Buffalo, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Houston, possibly Denver, and the Chargers, and you look at what could be in the next round. Obviously, if everything were to go perfect and the seeds that are the bigger or the higher seeds win, you would host either Pittsburgh or Houston. Gotta like your odds in that game. And then it's buckle up time, DJ. Who do you want? You want Buffalo? You want Baltimore for the rematch in Arrowhead for the right to go to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We bring them all. The Chiefs have beaten everybody before, and this year I would probably want to see Buffalo again, since they got us on that last play in Buffalo. It's a lot different when you play in Arrowhead and having that 12th man in the red in the sea of red. In Kansas City will be hard to beat, especially in the January weather. But man, I saw a stat the other day that said the Chiefs, it's like 3 or 4 teams that haven't scored over 30 points, and the Chiefs are in that small circle of 4 teams, and the other teams are losing records like 3-12 or something crazy like that. But we just figure out a way to win. We're very efficient, and we make you play at our pace. Like we just Brett Veach and just getting the right guys. I mean, from Mike Dana to guys like that, George Karlaftis, young guy, Worthy this year, killing it as a rookie. I'm not even talking about Kelsey and and Pat and all these guys. I'm just talking about off-season acquisitions from the rookies to just the defensive backs. I mean, everybody's gritty, man. I'm freaking loving it.
Yeah, it's a skewed stat. I saw it the other week and kind of attacked it myself because it's kind of what I do sometimes. The Chiefs rank 11th in the NFL in points scored. Like, they score 24 points a game, and yeah, they've only scored 30 points, once all year,
Yep.
Twice all year, I guess it is. Twice all year, haven't scored more than 30, but yet they're 11th in total points scored. They're 10th in passing yards. They're 13th in total yards. It's like, yeah, they haven't scored over 30, but they've scored 28, 26. It's a skewed stat because I know the teams that are with them are like the Jets, the Raiders, the Patriots, and the Giants. And it's like, there's obviously something here. Like, the other teams are like bottom 5 in the NFL in scoring. But I will ask you this. When it comes to this Chiefs team, what was it this year that really gave you the C of like, this team's going to do it? Like, this team's going to get there. I have no worry about it.
Two reasons. Defensively, first. Knowing that you can stop people from scoring. That's hard to do in this league. This is an offensive league. Offense is going crazy. You can score. You can have many, yards as possible now. People are breaking records left and right when it comes to the offense side of the ball. But we play defense, bringing that old school mentality, being able to say, hey, we can stop the run, we can eliminate explosive plays, and we can take the ball away. That's what we do. And being able to have Patrick Mahomes on the other side, right, with his connection with Andy Reid and what they cook up. It's unbelievable, man. I mean, Pat just seems to get better. It's like, when is this luck going to run out? It's not luck. It's when opportunity meets preparation, and they're rolling it out every single week, and they're making us proud Chiefs fans.
And we're seeing them get hot at the right time. Now, all that's going to come to an end, as we talked about, DJ, 24, 25 days of rest, depending on when they play that next playoff game. How do you keep the juice for that long without the rust versus rest conversation? How do you keep your adrenaline and your hype at an all-time high, ready for game time for over 3 weeks?
Well, you have to. They, this. I don't think this is the first time that this happens. So this is something that they're used to, and we got a lot of high character, experienced, Super Bowl winning guys on the offense and defense side of the ball. So when you have you have a couple younger guys on there that haven't experienced this, so you got to bring them along. And Andy Reid, this is one thing that I know playing for Andy Reid, that I know he makes sure that he's going to have something for them to reach for or to motivate them throughout the week to get to the game. And the other high character players that are on the team, like a Pat Mahomes and Kelsey and Chris Jones and all these guys, Justin Reed, they're going to bring the young guys with them. It's a leadership player-led team. Even though we talk about Andy Reid and talk about what his legacy is, he makes sure that he sets players in place, especially leaders, to make sure they lead the right way and so they can get the best out of them on Sundays.
DJ, 15-1, number one seed secured. Is this, real quick before we get you out of here, is this the best the NFL's ever been, talent-wise, teams-wise? Is this the best the NFL has ever been? I know it'll continue to get good, stay good, but this has got to be one, a historically great season all around from everywhere. Quarterback play, receiver play, rookies, teams, records. Is this the best it's ever been?
You know what? That's interesting. I probably so, just because it's some teams out there. After the Chiefs, it's a lot of really, really good teams when you start looking at it on the NFC and the AFC part of in the NFL. But man, this is every year it gets better and better. The chemistry is really good throughout the league, and it's a good time. It's a good time to watch football. It's crazy that we have to, overachieve just to get as much credit as we do, but we'll get it done regardless.
You had Andy Reid's third best odds to win Coach of the Year, so I'll let you stew on that for another week, and we'll talk to you next Monday. Thanks,
right,
DJ.
man.
Take care. Derek Johnson, brought to you by Community America Credit Union. Community America Credit Union, member-owned, open to all, invested in you, and Sheet Metal Workers #2. Hey, man, that's a former player, man, agreeing with your boy. It's the best the NFL's ever been. And I know that's
surprised by that.
And you can do that. Again, 11 teams with 10 wins.
It's nuts.
4 after that with at least 9. And 2 of those teams are going to win 10. You have 13 teams that we at least win 10 games. It's the toughest the NFL's ever been. It's the best the quarterback position has ever been.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that take. I'm not mad about it. I will say that there is less of a middle class, it feels like.
Yeah, it's like society today.
Yeah, it really is.
There's the super rich, and then there's
people
just dirt poor.
Yes.
That you'll never be able to do anything.
Titans, Jags, Raiders, just
Mac,
forever.
Dusty.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
I'll never own a house.
Nope.
Yeah. I've come to that reality.
Going to look at one to rent today, though. Can't wait.
Good.
Woo.
An actual house?
Actual house.
Hey.
Let's go.
Backyard?
Excited. Backyard.
Gotta
fence.
have it for the dog.
Yes, need it for the dogs. Need it.
Yeah. Man. I like that, though. He said that it's almost like Andy doesn't have to coach by himself. He'll have all the veterans. Because, you know how they'll do it, right? They'll get all hyped up for Carson Wentz if he has a rushing touchdown.
My gosh.
Noah Gray's going to play a little bit.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He should. I mean, what was it? It was last season, I believe, or maybe it was 2 seasons ago. You can tell me. But Travis Kelce, I mean, he had that huge players meeting with everyone before the Super Bowl and cried and got really emotional and got everyone seriously hyped up. I mean, Andy Reid can only do so much of that. He's got to have the other leaders step up.
But,
and
it
this team
starts
does.
with the culture.
Exactly. That's it.
Love to see it. Somebody says, is the top better or the bottom worse in the NFL? Bottom's bad.
Bottom's really bad.
Because this is a tough year where, my buddy actually gets credit for this. He was telling me, he goes, this is a year where, you could have literally 6 wins and you're picking 10th.
Dude, yes, seriously.
Brutal.
That sucks.
And Tua does have hip issues, we've been told several times. So thank you for that text. I had no idea. Shopping, family.
Yeah, driving, shopping,
winning against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, just not caring about Miami.
And then
as
all of a sudden
team.
I just saw, out of nowhere, Tua's not going to play tonight. So, coming up, let's ask you guys, 913-586-7965. Favorite moment of the season this year for this Chiefs team that went 15-1 and secured the #1 seed on Christmas Day. How you done? Mac Morey, Dusty Likens, 965 The Fan, your home, Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, with the holidays here and the new year fast approaching, guys, you want to make sure that you have a happy holiday season and a great new year. And if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call Heartland Men's Health today, because there probably isn't a better resolution for the new year that you can make than to be done with ED. Heartland Men's Health treatments work when the pills or herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health is successfully treating guys right here in Kansas City. So schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. They have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. Plus, they have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Independence between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and their new office in North Kansas City. So call them today, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
When you have an expert financial partner invested in you, you can't help but feel like a star. Like the new graduate opening their first investment account, the small business owner proudly adding a new location, or the young couple buying their first home. At Community America, we're invested in helping members achieve financial peace of mind with products and services tailored to each stage of life. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
Get to Old Navy for a major clearance drop with new styles for the fam starting at just $2.99. Yep, shop clearance styles from just $2.99. But hurry, clearance ends soon. Only at Old Navy. Valid 12/26 through 1/16. Select styles only.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue. But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha!
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Your projects begin here. The Casey Remodel and Garden Show, presented by Renewal by Anderson, January 10th through 12th at the American Royal Center. 3 days only for great deals, new ideas, and practical advice with trusted local experts. See twin sisters Leslie Davis and Lindsay Lamb from HGTV's hit show Unsellable Houses on Friday and Saturday. Shop, compare, and save on kitchens and baths to outdoor living and more at the Casey Remodel and Garden Show, January 10th through 12th. Buy tickets early and save at CaseyRemodelandGarden.com.
Hey, it's Alice Gold once again for my friends at Max Motors, and it's about to be the new year. How about a new ride in the new year from Max Motors? Like the new 2024 Jeep Compass 4x4, starting at $24,995. Just 25 of those in stock number 90114. Or how about the 2024 Jeep Gladiator, up to $14,000 off MSRP, stock number S240288. See dealer for details. Max Motors, the easiest place to buy a car, maxmotors.com.
I'm Mitch Holtis, voice of the Kansas City Chiefs. Choosing the best doctor for your eyes is one of the most important medical decisions you'll ever make. Whether you're considering blade-free LASIK, all laser cataract surgery, and premium lens implants, or want a world-renowned doctor to help with your glaucoma, macular degeneration, dry eyes, or diabetes, trust my doctor, Dr. Steven Silverstein. Call Silverstein Eye Centers to make an appointment, 816-358-3600. Experience the best eye care in Kansas City.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6812. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6812. That's 800-575-6812. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side inbound I-29 from 435 into downtown, about 15 minutes. Checking 435, you're moving at posted speeds or better all around the metro. Kansas side, K10 eastbound from K7 over to 69 is a 9-minute drive. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Right back here on 96.5 The Fan. Happy Monday. Beautiful sunrise. Gonna be a beautiful day. High of 51. Love that.
Ooh, gorgeous.
Been a beautiful season. 15-1. What's your favorite part of the season so far? I have two.
Okay.
Honorable mention. Mahomes flex over that dude. Was that the San Francisco game?
Yes, over Mustafa.
Yeah. And then just that
was awesome.
That moment there, I was like, okay. You can have your stats. Mahomes is that's the guy. 913-586-7965. Your favorite moment from this year's Chiefs team. This season. I could say this year, and I could see Bob be like, the Super Bowl. Like, okay. Okay.
What's happened so far in the regular season?
Regular season. Out of the 15 wins or maybe the one loss.
Yeah.
913-586-7965. I mean, honestly, man, I'm not going to lie to you. It doesn't get better than this.
I definitely see this O-line. It definitely has its leapholes, and it definitely has its their struggles. But, I feel like that we can take advantage of that. We got an elite D-line. I feel like Pat's a little banged up, so I don't know if he's going to play or not. But I hope he's mobile enough because we coming in Arrowhead.
You guys plan to get after that?
Yeah, for sure. Pat better make a good decision. I ain't making no threats. I'm making promises.
Well, you failed to keep that promise, Tim Settle. And since that moment that man said that, Patrick Mahomes has been sacked 0 times. If I had a dime for every time that Mahomes has been sacked since he said that, I'd have 0 dimes. Or maybe he was sacked this past weekend. I don't know. They've outscored their opponents 56-29 in those 2 games. And on that first score of the game, Patrick Mahomes ran past Tim Settle and scored.
Yep.
That was
awesome.
I know it's recent. I know it's super here, like just happened. But that is this season in a nutshell.
Yeah.
People have no idea what they're talking about when they come at the best team in the league. And that's been the best team in the league. All of the league, AFC, NFC, minor league, D league, G league. Best team that's been for the last 2.5 years. And when Tim Settle said that, and it just coincidentally happened that he missed and Mahomes was banged up and Mahomes scored. That's not a threat, that's a promise. Don't write checks your body can't cash. That's my favorite moment of the year.
Oh, it's amazing. He's a liar. Broke his promise.
Yeah, he's the guy that crashed into the store with a hot dog costume. Clearly, we need to find out the person responsible for this.
Who did this?
It was that guy wearing the clown suit, driving the clown car.
Man, I think for me, it's got to be the DeAndre Hopkins. That morning was great. I mean, it was a surprise you guys kept it from me for 10 or 15 minutes before the show somehow, distracting me, annoying me, frankly. I was like, what the hell are you guys doing? Shut up. But it was really fun being surprised. I'm glad we captured it on our stream, too, that you guys can watch every day.
According to the boss, that was the -- streamed video so far since we've done it.
It was pretty fun. I mean, it was a genuine reaction to a guy that I've watched and I've loved watching play for forever. So to see my team, attain him and bring him on, and not only they brought him on, he's been great. He's been what this team has needed, and he's going to be amazing in the playoffs. So that's been my favorite.
No way you played 60% of the snaps on Christmas.
He can play. No, it was less than 50. He played 100. He can play 100% of the snaps through every game in the playoffs, and still have played less than 60% of snaps for the Chiefs. So they're getting that draft pick.
It's like they know.
Yep, it's like they. Yeah, exactly.
Toe on the line, block kick, fumbled snap, walk-off field goals. We're all great. But just thumping Steelers is tops on my list. Peaking at the right time, let's go.
That's fair. Everyone,
were you ever nervous Christmas?
No.
I mean, never.
No.
Right?
That was a blowout.
Yeah.
That was the blowout.
Yeah, it's 29-10. And what's so funny is the ref had enough of it. Hilarious audio. Nope, confirmed. The game is over. Like Russell was like, what? It's like, no, dude. That's like fouling down 8 with 1 second left. You don't need to foul. It's over. You can't win.
Get us out of here.
The game's over. The return of Kareem Hunt from the 913 says it's nostalgia for them, basically. Another one bringing back Kareem Hunt. The donkey doink.
Oh, man. That was incredible.
That wasn't that was just...
That was not the donkeys, though.
No.
That was the Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they blocked
the kick. But the blocked donkey, kick was fantastic.
Somebody says, Kelsey breaking the touchdown record, dunking the ball in the field goal post to pay homage to Toney Gonzalez.
That was heartwarming. I'm glad he did it. It was great. It was really good.
And he did it.
Yes. No, it's cool. Watching it with Hannah, she doesn't know all the Chiefs lore, so I got to explain that to her. She said, oh, that's really cool. That's awesome. I was like, yeah, it's awesome. It's very nice.
Yeah. Blocked a field goal. I had come to terms with the loss, then all of a sudden, not. I mean, Andy's reaction was cool enough. He was, when they blocked that kick,
because he doesn't get that, excited. He stays pretty calm, pretty mellow, close to the vest. That was cool to see him kind of let loose. Me and my friend were depressed in the stands, and so then we jumped up with elation.
Yeah, I just looked at that game and I'm like, okay, how am I gonna explain this one? Mm-hmm. And then it was like block, and then it's just Bob FaceTimes me with Ben Maller, and I'm shotgunning a beer and I spit it into my phone. Don't really remember much after that. But yeah, the last 2 games, the Chiefs, 56, their opponents, 29. We can go even further. Yeah. I was not expecting that. That was like that. It was like chugging that Alani this morning. I was like, whoa, there's the 200 milligrams of caffeine. But yeah, you look at their last 3 games, and 56 in the last 2. But if you want to add to it, 77. Opponents 36. 77 to 36. convincing, I hope. 1 seed, 1 loss, all year long. And a lot of texts keep coming in about your favorite moment of this season. 15-1, there's a lot of them.
A lot of good ones, man. So what a season.
I mean, think about how it started. A toe.
Yep.
And then a temper tantrum.
From Jamar Chase.
And then stopping twice at land on 4th down. And then the rest is up to you.
I mean,
right?
That Chargers game has a sad taint to it. That's when Rashee Rice got hurt. But again, just talking about the ability to overcome these sorts of adversities. Andy Reid, new playbook. They drive down the field. They're able to get the points they need, and they win 17-10 without their best player, who was the center of that game plan. Just kind of a quintessential Chiefs win for the season. Obviously, dominating New Orleans win. They show us who they are against San Francisco, and people thought San Francisco was San Francisco. You just go down the line, man.
Right.
30 points against Tampa Bay in overtime. Final drive, go down, seal the deal. They've won a game at 3 kickers, kicking game winners. I mean, this is unbelievable.
Somebody says, if the Lions win tonight, we are guaranteed a 14-win wild card team. That's what I'm saying. It's just insane.
What is the most wins of wild card team during the regular season? Let me look that up.
Probably last year.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Who in the AFC North made it last year? Pittsburgh and Baltimore? Obviously, Baltimore was the 1 seed. Chiefs were the 3 seed. Buffalo 2. Houston 4. Wild card teams would have been AFC North.
The Titans were the only team in NFL history to win 13 games and not get a division title. The best number 5 seed of all time was 12-4.
Respect the text.
Yeah, so that text is right. They're going to outdo that.
Yeah.
And to your point, I mean, a lot of great teams.
Yeah, and this says Baker losing the coin flip. That's another good memory.
Oh, yeah.
Just because, the reason, it's not because they won the game. It's the fact that when they called for the coin toss and the Chiefs won it, he knew. And
he's like, cool, that's it.
That's a competitor. That's a guy that left the school that he originally went to because he knew what was coming behind him, which was Patrick Mahomes. And that's a Heisman Trophy winner. That guy has really turned his career up a notch. I think ever since that Rams game that he came in off the street and just played one game and won, I think that's the rejuvenated his career. And then he found a home in Tampa. And I think that when you see him just kind of be like, oh, shoot, and Mahomes goes out there and just game. That's why Baker's reaction was what it was. So that's a good moment, too.
That is a good one.
Trent McDuffie's pick. Praise be.
Heck yeah, man.
Praise be. Which one? The TV-tron?
Mm-hmm.
God, Trent McDuffie finally got it. And then he went back-to-back with it. Became an interception machine. Now he's got 2.
And then he had the forced fumble. 3 turnovers in 3 games.
Stud.
He had not forced a fumble this whole season. He had 5 forced fumbles last year. If he can get that knack, had 3 his rookie season. So if he can get that weird knack that he has to find the football back right in time for January, that would be fantastic.
Fescoe and Dusty brought to you by Rainer Garage Doors of Kansas City. Lift Masters, patented MyQ Technologies, the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Find them at RainerKC.com. We pay our respects to Mr. Toney on the other side, and we'll get into Mac's mind as we see what he wants to see this team do more of as they get 2 more important games here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
I found the fountain of youth down there at QC Kinetics.
That's Henry Hinton feeling like his young, active self again after treatments at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine.
I still have trouble walking down steps as I get older. I've had 1 treatment so far, and I can already tell a difference in my knee.
And that treatment at QC Kinetics used Henry's own natural healing properties, concentrated and placed right at the source of the pain. So Henry and patients just like him will enjoy long-term relief without surgery or downtime.
My knee is not hurting. I remember I was walking down some steps yesterday and I thought, wow, this is not hurting when I walk down steps. I'm all in on it. I'm all in on QC Kinetics.
It's time to wind back the clock to days without constant joint pain. Start with a call to QC Kinetics today.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
MD Anderson Cancer Center is again ranked #1 in the nation for cancer care by U.S. News & World Report's Best Hospitals rankings.
Our physicians treat more types of cancers in a day than many see in their whole career. This unmatched depth of expertise, combined with our groundbreaking discoveries, gives our patients access to the most innovative treatment options. Learn more at mdanderson.org.
Paid for client portrayal and endorsement. Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
I got hurt in a car wreck. Give me one good reason why I should call DM Law.
How about 3 great reasons you should call us? 1, it's easy. You can hire us today on your phone. 2, it's fast. We can start helping you today. 3, the results.
After my wreck, DM Law got me $300,000. Mike's got this.
Call me. I've got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
The brand new playoff is heading to the quarterfinals. And right now, new customers on FanDuel can get $250 in bonus bets. Just place any $5 bet and you'll get $250 in bonus bets if you win. Use your bets on the spread. How about a live bet to throw out there? Some over-unders, those are always popular, and so much more, including some player props. Plus, when you win, you'll get paid instantly. Visit FanDuel.com/Alex to download America's #1 sportsbook today. FanDuel is the official sports betting partner of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. First, online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
Chiefs coverage is brought to you by the Missouri Air National Guard. Serve your community your way. Serve your country and build a brighter future with the Missouri Air National Guard. Top-notch training, tuition assistance, and bonuses up to $50,000. Missouri Air National Guard St. Joseph. Aim high. Find your path today. Go to ang.com/MO.
Want more from your dealership? At Metro Ford, every new vehicle comes with a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. Family owned, just 10 minutes from downtown and packed with unbeatable value. Drive smarter, only at Metro Ford. Online at kcmetroford.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Metro Ford online at kcmetroford.com. Checking 49 northbound, no delays from Belton to 470, and 71 northbound moves well from the Grandview Triangle into downtown. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
What's up, KC? It's Hollywood Brown. Catch the play-by-play all season long with Mitch, Dana, and Clean right here on your home of Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
8 o'clock on the dot. Till now, 8:01. Nailed it. Monday morning. Happy New Year's Eve to you. Best part of the season from the 816. Best thing of this Chiefs season is having Dusty and Mac on the morning show. Love Klingler, but the level of fun has increased in the AM. Thank you.
It's very nice.
Thank you very much, 816. Level of fun. I did have somebody tell me, like, dude, I don't know what you're on. I'm sure there's times I come in here and Mac's like, dude, I don't know what this guy's on. I give you a shot of it, you know. Little capsule of blood, and you'll be there, man.
I don't know if I want to be there.
Okay.
No, you wake me up with your silliness.
Yeah, right when we get in the door, man. Like I'm like literally like white knuckled on my steering wheel, like coming in. I'm like, okay.
I was this morning too, though. I was ready, man.
Yeah. Champing at the bit.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Champing. I don't know.
It's champing.
Okay, thank you.
That one guy that knows everything in the room, he told me that.
Gotcha.
He had a full-on, experience when I said it. Because it was one of those, before I knew the thanks coach thing existed, I said chomping at the bit, and the text line was like, to be fair, it is considered it's naturally champing, because chomping is the act of chewing.
Oh, here we go.
Right? Somebody says, put the cocaine. Come on, man.
Hey.
37. I can't. End up dead, man.
Too early.
Ominahue coming back, best part of the season. But no, I said it, and he just goes, I'm not kidding, Matt. You know what I'm talking about. He literally stood up and was like, thank you, gave me an applause. And he's like, finally, somebody gets it right. It's champing. And I just like rolled my eyes and I was like, okay.
All righty.
All right. So never saying that again. So Joe Toney's pretty good.
Dude.
Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Solidified.
I think if it wasn't already, this season has to go into the accolades book.
Yeah.
And it might be number one. You can put all your O-Pros, put all your Pro Bowls, all that stuff. Amount of snaps played consecutively. Joe Toney had a great record on that for a while. All those should be. But at the top, above that, his number one accolade should be filling in at left tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs in the midst of a three-peat run on their way to a 15-1 season that previously had the worst left tackle play that he has now resurrected into above average left tackle play in the midst of playing the best pass rushers in the span of 3 weeks. It's a long accolade, but that's what it would be at the top of his accolade list. This has been extremely impressive. It cannot be spoken on enough how amazing what Joe Toney is doing right now.
Yeah, look, there's no secret as to why Mahomes has looked better. Because he knows now. I'm fine over here.
Yep. I'm safe.
And he's had plenty of tests, right? He's had Myles Garrett. He's had Will Anderson Jr., Pittsburgh's defensive line that is
Alex Highsmith, TJ
right.
Watt, all those guys.
Yes. And the other thing, too, is that, like, it's quiet. It's very just there. Like before, it was like, all right, here we go. And then now it's like, oh, we got to shift over to right tackle, right?
Yeah.
And to me, it's the obvious elephant in the room that if your blind side is protected, you're comfortable. Deep pass got completed on Christmas.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Mahomes threw for, 320 and 3 touchdowns? Mahomes has not thrown an interception since the Buffalo game. Believe it or not, since week 11. That's the last time he threw an interception. And he threw 2. One was a Hail Mary at the end or a heave at the very end.
Yeah, desperation.
So take that away.
Doesn't even count.
So 1 interception.
Yep.
Since week 11. And it's been clean. Now, I know that Joe Toney didn't come in week 11. He came in week 15. But in the toughest stretch of the season, and maybe the toughest ask that you can have of him, he's shown up. And in 11 days, they go 3-0, and it's no secret the left side of the line is a reason why they're separating themselves. They beat 2 playoff teams, and they beat one of those teams on the road in a tough environment, whether you're, believe it or not, the terrible towels, all that in Pittsburgh, Christmas Day, everybody's juiced up, took the juice out of the room immediately.
It's the constant hindrance on your offense that is kind of withheld you from being able to unload your playbook and say, okay, we're going to do this with Hollywood now that he's been back. Okay, now we can put Xavier in these situations. Travis, you're going to run this little option route, little choice route, takes an extra. Now instead of having to worry about, oh, well, we can't actually do that. We got to chip over here and, I don't know, play action. It's going to be a long 7-step drop for Mahomes. I don't think he's going to have the time. Now you can say, okay, you know what? Whole playbook's open because they actually have someone comparable on the left side, and honestly, above comparable. Joe Toney, in that first game against Myles Garrett, we came back after that Browns game. I was a little bit skeptical, didn't really love it. He was pressured, almost 20% of his dropbacks. Patrick Mahomes was. No sacks, but really he was getting hit. He was getting pressured. He was running for his life. Didn't know if Joe Toney was going to be the answer. These last 2 games, it's looked like he hasn't missed having someone on his left side. He is that left side. I don't know, and I asked the text line, 913-586-7965, what you guys think. I don't know, Dusty. I think D.J. Humphries plays week 18. He's one of those guys that gets in if he's healthy and ready to go against the Broncos. If he plays well, I mean, what do you do? Do you start him or do you just stick with what's worked?
I think you stick with what worked. And then maybe you put Humphries at left guard.
Oh, wow.
But, I mean, again, Caliendo's been good.
Yeah.
Or what's the common saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right? I mean, keep it the way it's going. I mean, again, 77-36 in the last 3 games that they played in 11 days. It used to be 10, then it changed to 11 overnight. 77-36 is what you've done to your opponents. Browns, Steelers, and Houston. Those aren't like your stepdad's defenses.
No.
Those are defenses that are decently good.
Yes.
Right? I know the Browns or whatever, but that Schwartz defense last year was number 1.
Yes, number 1 or number 2, depending on what you want to say.
Where your Chiefs were in total points, all that. It's not like they fell completely off this year, right? Like, I know Jameis didn't help them. That's why he doesn't play quarterback for them right now, because he turned the ball over. Not a lot of that is on your defense. That's tough to ask.
Yeah.
Hey, we just turned the ball over again. I know you're just on the field for 7.5 minutes. Go out there. Good luck. It's Patrick Mahomes. Houston's defense, same thing. Great defensive line. Gamblers in the secondary. Pittsburgh's defense. That's what keeps them in games.
Same with Houston, yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's what keeps them there.
Yeah.
Is their defense. And the Chiefs outscored those three opponents 77-36.
And more specifically, to your point,
didn't throw an interception.
Didn't throw a pick.
One sack.
Got sacked once. Barely got pressured.
Yeah.
Did whatever they wanted to. Run the football a little bit less against Pittsburgh, but didn't really need to. Ran the football when they had to against Houston and against Cleveland. But to your point, those defenses not only are a lot of those teams' identities in the way they win games is getting after the quarterback. And the fact that Joe Toney was able to stop them from doing that 2 weeks in a row, yeah, I think I'm kind of with you. You know, I think you play DJ Humphries week 18 now. If he looks impeccable against what is another really good defense in Denver, you know, Nick Bonito is going to be top 5 on DPOY odds, a guy that a lot of us probably didn't know at the beginning of the season, but he's got 2 touchdowns. He's got a hell of a lot of sacks. He's a great pass rusher. If he looks great against Bonito and company, I'd consider it. You got 2 weeks to work out and practice, so maybe you look through some different looks. But I kind of agree with you. I mean, you've run out of time, right? Like, we're here. You've got practice, but as far as game time, you've got week 18, and that's not really a lot. I think your run-up track that was meant for DJ Humphries obviously got sidetracked because of the injury, and I think now you've got to go with what you have, and that is Joe Toney. And, man, I would have told you a few weeks ago that that's not that good. He looks pretty damn good. Right. This is from T-Money, a.k.a. Troy. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Toney's your left tackle. Humphries is a backup. They're playing their best football. Don't try to overthink it. I don't hate that take. Yeah.
I mean, you know?
Yeah.
But again, yeah, sure. Okay, fine. Or now you just reload at right tackle all playoff long, right? You're just like, hey, Humphries, Wanye, Juwan, best game that guy's having, that guy's playing until you piss me off and you're done.
Yeah, I love it.
Then you just load up on right tackle.
Yeah.
Keep the left side the same. Let Trey and Creed do their thing. Let Caliendo do his thing. I ask you this. You talk about DJ Humphries in the last game of the season. Does Hollywood Brown play at all?
Gosh.
Because I don't need to see anything else.
I'm good.
Because what's he going to accomplish with Carson Wentz?
Yeah.
Maybe a route?
Yeah,
maybe
some routes.
Some
hand signals.
Physical, some reps. Yeah. But dude looks good.
He looks great. And that's what's great. He's been running.
It's not like his legs or anything.
No, he's been sprinting. He's been cutting. He's fresh. Yeah, honestly, I kind of agree with you. If Mahomes isn't out there, so that connection wouldn't be growing, no reason for me to see Hollywood Brown. No reason for me to see, and we'll get into this obviously as the week goes. I mean, Chris Jones, Mahomes, Kelsey, Joe Toney.
Does the entire offensive line sit out? Minus Wanye? Or maybe Juwan doesn't?
Yeah, I want Juwan to play.
So that's got to be brutal. Hey, everybody's got the day off but you. Oh.
Damn.
You didn't get the invite. I guess they got lost in the mail.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Man, that's kind of mean. But I don't know if he really deserves this. I mean, we talked about it all season. We've gotten to focus on the left tackle. That has been a savior for Juwan Taylor, because if not, we would have been killing him this season. He has not been up to par.
No. And
4 penalties on Christmas.
Oof. It was back to that.
Bad, bro.
Illegal formation, 74, offense.
When my fiance is going, who's 74?
That's right.
When that's happening, that is bad. She's like, it's always 74.
It's funny. Rust or rest. What does it mean? What does it do? We'll talk about it. Plus, I've got a little bit of an analogy of what I think it could. Maybe if you're in the same realm as Mac and I, or maybe not, that I could explain the best I can. Rust or rest. It's on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
Get to Old Navy for a major clearance drop with new styles for the fam starting at just $2.99. Yep, shop clearance styles from just $2.99. But hurry, clearance ends soon. Only at Old Navy. Valid 12/26 through 1/16. Select styles only.
Listen, you've been making house payments for years, right? And right now, your home's value has never been higher, right? That means you're likely sitting on a small fortune in equity. Good for you. That's cash that you could use to help secure your retirement, solve all your financial burdens, enable you to travel, everything you want. The catch is, you're not ready to move. No problem. You don't have to with the TrueHold Sell and Stay Leaseback program. This is a genius financial strategy. You sell your home to TrueHold while its value is high. You bank all that equity in cash now, and you can stay as long as you like with an easy, affordable lease. And TrueHold pays property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. TrueHold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get a TrueHold offer now while your home's value is sky high. Call 1-855-300-9993. That's 1-855-300-9993. Or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out without moving out. TrueHold.com.
Hey guys, it's Cody and Alex to let you know that if you're looking for that new career, Centric is the place you want to go. Look, 2025 is getting ready to start, and you've been sitting around in a job you don't like anymore, and you want to try something new. I get it. Who wouldn't want a job with better pay, better career advancement, and better opportunities?
So if you've been thinking of a new career, the new year is a great time to start. Classes start in the middle of January at Centric. Contact our friend Russ. Centric.com. That's CENTRIQ.com.
Have you ever tried something for the first time and then wondered how you ever got along without it? That's how thousands of new Navage users describe their first experience. Once they feel sinus relief and can breathe clearly again, many wonder why it took them so long to experience the Navage difference. Navage uses refreshing saline and gentle suction to quickly suck out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Stop suffering from congestion and start feeling better again with Navage. Brand new look, same great product.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Missouri side, 35 southbound from Missouri 152 into downtown is a 12-minute trip. 70 westbound from 470 into downtown, 15 minutes. Kansas side 70 eastbound from 435 to 670 is an 11-minute drive. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Funny headline on the television right now. It says, what did we learn in Week 17 on Good Morning Football? If Peter Schrager doesn't say, I'm a simpleton, I don't need to hear it. I just really think Buffalo's a good team. I think they could really get it done this year. And then the Chiefs win the 1 seed, and immediately, this is what greatness looks like in football. Kiss my ass. Seriously. I mean, it's like, dude, you were there. You were the guy on that show. God bless Kay Adams. She was a Cincinnati fan. No doubt. Kyle Brandt was a Buffalo fan. Whoever else would fill in. And Peter Schrager was the guy. He's like, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. He was just taking, like, everybody's Kansas City tweets that were here and thinking about it and then throwing it out there. You're like, well, I don't hate the guy because at least he's giving us credit and he's telling us that we're right. And then Buffalo just seems like a team this year that I think's really going to do it. And I just, Josh Allen, and the Chiefs, there's a lot of question marks with the Chiefs. What? This is one of the best teams we've ever seen in our entire life, is the Kansas City Chiefs. It's crazy. They just do it. I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Just crazy.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a good Peter Schrager or not, but it's close to I can do.
No, I mean, it's good. It's there.
I mean, he reminds me of Neil from the Santa Claus.
Oh,
it's like he didn't get a weenie whistle for Christmas, so the belief was gone.
It's all gone.
Yeah. Everybody else is, and it's just, that's who he reminds me of, Neil. Or the stepdad in Liar, Liar. I don't know if you've seen that one or not. It's a Jim Carrey flick, and he does this thing called The Claw. And then the stepdad tries to imitate it, and he's like, it's the claw, and he uses like a finger, and it's just like, stop, it's cringe.
Cringe,
yeah,
damn.
Big cringe. Yeah. And yet here's this guy. I think that with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, this team can go far. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No dip.
I guess it wasn't the Philadelphia one, the San Francisco one, the San Francisco one times 2. 15 freaking wins in one season. A lot of questions. Oh, they had to secure the 1 seed at the end of the year, which now gives them 3 weeks off. Your next meaningful Chiefs game will be January 18th or 19th. Do you prefer playoff Saturday or playoff Sunday, by the way? give me Saturday.
Yeah, playoff Saturday. Yeah. You go hard.
Oh, yeah. I mean, which is interesting because, like, you would think that if they play Saturday, that game's a 7:25 start.
Right?
Right?
It has to be the Saturday night.
Right.
Yeah.
Standalone.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll all be standalone. Well, maybe not, but, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they'll be
Sunday, if that game gets played, that game's at noon.
Yep.
Right? That January 19th game, that'd be a noon start.
No way they'll stick the Chiefs at noon.
No? You think they'll go Sunday night football?
I think they'll be prime time.
Okay. I think they'd put them at noon.
You do?
If they play Saturday or Sunday. I think they play
Just
I think they play Saturday. You're looking at definitely not noon on Saturday. No way.
Yeah, they usually do 3 and 7.
3:25's tough.
They usually do the 3 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah, like 3:30, 7:30. They're playing Saturday. If they play Saturday, they're playing Saturday night. And I will turn my phone off.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'll get hateful if they go out there and just whip ass. Whew. But there's a lot of time between that game and the next.
A lot of time.
And you bring up the rest or rust case, which is fine. Not rust.
Yeah. Danger Russ.
Ugh.
Talk about cringe.
It's spicy. Russell Wilson. No, look, I think, and the best way that I can explain it, you remember when you were in college and you'd have like that Thanksgiving break, you'd have like the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but then you were back Monday. But you knew that Christmas break was right around the corner.
Yep.
And you were excited for it. You knew it was there. You've worked so hard to get this time off.
Do your finals,
right?
study, and then
Everything's ramped up in like 11 days. Weird. Presentations, finals, all that, in the final 11 days of the semester. And then you get on your break, and you're like, all right, I'm going home. My old bed, mom and dad's fridge.
Oh, yeah.
All the food I want. I can sleep in until noon. I can be the world's biggest POS.
Don't have to do my laundry.
But after about a week and a half, you're kind of ready to get back to your dorm room or your apartment or your house in college or whatever it was you were. Because you're like, you know what, this was great, but I'm ready to get back. I'm ready to get after it. You know, the first couple of nights, you meet up with your buddies, you go to their house, you stay the night, you have a good time. Next day, you wake up, you eat a late lunch, you go out and maybe hang out with, a lady friend or your friends again. And then by the time the second week gets of your break, by that Wednesday or Thursday, you're like, I'm actually kind of ready to get back at it. Similar to this Chiefs team, which you're not rusty when you take that time off from college, but you're, I guess, the daily grind is different. Like, you don't have video to watch on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have this. But by the time it's like end of the second week, you're like, all right, going back on the other side, we have mass communications. Yeah. We've got, sound engineering. We've got, we got to do this college algebra class. And then but you know what's coming and you're preparing yourself for it. But it's not like you just forgot how to be a student or you forgot how to do your college rhythm. Now, you're waking up early again, but I didn't wake up at 4 o'clock every day for the last 5 days, but I'm here. I might be a little rusty. I don't think I am. But
Sound great.
But thank you. But like when you don't do something that you're really good at for a while, you're really excited to get back and get into it. And I would say that the rust could be a conversation of worry. But this is a team whose bye week was in week 6. They played more football games than any team in the NFL in the last 3 years. They're sore. Take time.
Yes.
And that's the thing is like Andy Reid and this team, they're not going to get distracted. Go home, get in bed by 10. On the weekend, go have a nice dinner with your lady. Or go have a nice dinner, whatever. And then we'll see you on Tuesday. Because they're going to have this week, they'll probably all do the normal practice stuff. I get it. Like, it'll be like a normal week. And then, someone will ask, do you think the starters will play on Sunday? We're still kind of thinking about it. Some will, And then you'll have the bye week. But Andy Reid and the coaching staff, they don't get a bye week. He'll still go to One Arrowhead Drive at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and he'll take all the teams that are in the playoff, and he'll take every single one and dissect them. And then when it's picture perfectly clear who they're playing, all the others go away, and the one that is there is ready. And you have a team, since the day they won their Super Bowl in back-to-back years, they were ready for this moment. There is no rust with this team for me to worry about.
I'm with you. No, I'm with you overall. I think the only difference I can say is that when they get back into work, just like when you guy got back into work this morning, we got to go balls to the walls.
Right.
Like you said, you're driving here, white knuckles on your steering wheel. You are ready to spout off some takes.
Windows down, yelling.
Hey,
Nobody on the road.
Let's go, right?
15-1. Hawk, you can hear me. Shut up, dude.
It's 4:30. Stop. But for them, they have to do that They got to stick on some jazz music, keep the windows rolled up, nice and quiet, nice and mellow for around 2 weeks, and just kind of keep that energy stored. And I know these guys are pro athletes of the best of the best. This is the best organization, not only in football, but in sports right now. So I know that they have all the answers, and I probably sound like a fool to them, but I just think my mortal self, I don't know how I'd be able to keep that energy, that adrenaline pent up for that long, and to come out on Saturday or Sunday night, whenever it may be, ready to go at 100 without having wasted some of that gas. And I just think it's a long time. I'm excited about it. I think there are way more pros in this situation than there are cons, but some of the cons do give me some worry. But you're right. I don't think that should exist here with this team.
Yeah. And again, I know it's tiresome to say, but it's like when you look at a team that is the Kansas City Chiefs, like this is what they're known to do. This is what they're used to doing. Like you were talking to Derek Johnson. This team's starting to click. The defense, 7 points, 19 points, 10 points. And that 19 points was a late field goal. Could have been 16. It's not, and I get it. We'll use the numbers that are there that are given to us, but they kicked a late field goal to try to have it like a one-score game, kicked the onside, didn't get it. I believe that's how the Houston game ended.
Yes.
And they were never in that game, at least in my opinion. I know that there was a time where they were leading, I think, maybe, or it was close, there was tied.
Maybe it was tied.
But that game never worried me.
The Chiefs dictated that.
Never worried me until Mahomes got hurt in the end. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Annoying.
So I was a little angry at that.
Very frustrating.
And then Pittsburgh, from the jump, I mean, the closest that game got to was 16-9. Or not 16-9, 16-10.
16-10, yeah.
And then it was just like, here's that, and that was without Chris Jones. And they were clearly running up the middle, and they were letting Russ do whatever he wanted to do.
Defense still had 5 sacks, I think, without Chris Jones.
Nasty. And it's January in 2 days. And here they are, 15-1, once again. And again, I'm like everybody else, right? Like, you know, bye week 6. I would be a little more annoyed if they had their bye week in like week 14, like they normally do. And then it's like, oh, they just got back into it. They're rolling. And then it's like, ugh, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, but I mean, look, this team is always built for December to February.
Yep.
And you can say that that's a bad take. You can say that's a bad, you know, bias, homer, Chiefs red glasses. But go look at Mahomes' record in December.
Yeah.
Go look at the last 2 years and tell me I'm wrong. Last year after they got, you know, embarrassed on Christmas, they were like, all right, let's figure this out. And that was the last time they lost until this week in week 11. Now, week 11, nothing but wins. And you've beaten Carolina, Vegas, Chargers, Cleveland, Houston, Pittsburgh. A revived Carolina team looked bad this weekend.
Yeah, that's some moments. Yeah. They're Carolina. Yeah.
But again, this is a team that again, they're not going to play a game, but even the text line said it. They're still going to practice.
Yeah.
They're still going to have their normal, you know, routine because Andy's very routine guy. Very get in a routine and then it just becomes easy, right? It's like what they tell you when you're trying to be a new year, new me. If you do it every day at 10 o'clock to work out, and you just tell yourself every day at 10, your mind and your body starts to get into this, you know, it becomes easier. They're still going to have their everyday practice. They're still going to have their video. They just don't know who they're playing. But that doesn't matter. Yeah, in the regular season, they know who they're playing, but that doesn't dictate what you do with like normal walkthroughs and weightlifting and scrimmaging and all that. Now, when you know your opponent, obviously, then you get into the 11 on 11 in practice, but nothing still changes. You would still be like, all right, it's Denver this week. What are we going to do? Number one's get out there. And then, you know, they'll do their normal stuff, but maybe like a little bit less because they'll get the guys that are actually going to play more. But it's not like, you know, Carson Wentz isn't practice all year. It's like he's unfamiliar. The only thing that comes to question is like the guys that are just now coming back, do you let them get reps? I don't think I need to see anything. I will say this about Hollywood Brown. I think you offer him a 2-year deal.
Yeah, I'm all in on that.
Now, if he takes it, I don't know. Because what he's doing and what he could show in the playoffs, somebody might be like, we'll give you 4.
Exactly. No, if he kills these next 3 weeks and is a massive part of this three-peat, yeah, he will go get a bag, which was his plan. That's why he came here in the first place. It got screwed up by a crappy injury on the first play of the first preseason game, but yeah, that was his plan. He's got the most important time of the season to show it, with the team that will have 20+ million people watching it for the next 4 Sundays, not counting this other one.
Oh, it's insane.
So that's good for Hollywood Brown in that facet.
Serious question. Maybe it's a little Chiefs related. Bengals or Broncos? Who do you want to see get that 7th seed? Or Miami? Because that's 3 possibilities.
Miami, I do not want to see get that 7th seed. I think Buffalo would dog walk Miami, would be absolute crap show. Would not be fun. Want Buffalo to at least have some semblance of a game.
Would be cold.
It would be cold. Yeah, Buffalo doesn't care about that. That's even good for Buffalo.
I'm saying for Miami.
Oh,
That's
yeah, for Miami. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, exactly.
No, won in the cold last night. Played Cleveland. DTR. Not impressed by that.
Exactly.
But, hey, you did it. You went and played in a cold environment.
Yeah, against the worst quarterback playing right now, maybe. Yeah, I don't want Miami to do it. Personally, I want whatever is hardest for Buffalo, and that, in my opinion, is Cincinnati. Joe Burrow. If the Bengals can beat the Buffalo Bills, that is what's best for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Because then they play Cincinnati.
Yes.
And Arrowhead.
Yes.
And you would love that.
I would absolutely love that. It'd be fantastic. It's what this season should amount to. Week 2, trash talk, all this crap. Bengals fans on Twitter still talking about that game and that pass interference call. They still think that should have won. Let's go. Let's run it back. Absolutely. Come on.
If the Chiefs won that game, I think Drew would have to shave his head.
Yeah, exactly. Which
works for him because then the blonde's officially
goes
gone.
away.
But he's also found this new groove.
I was about to say, he kind of has something going, man.
So does Cincinnati. Just to get buzzed by the Chiefs. Ain't done.
Like it.
But yeah,
what do you think?
I've never been easiest route guy, but I've never been in the midst of a three-peat. So I'm kind of like, that. I will take this year, I will go against my normal rhetoric where I'm like, I want to beat them because I don't want any excuse. After watching this entire year, it doesn't matter what they do, some asshat's going to have an excuse for something.
Doesn't matter. Yep.
Well, it doesn't matter. So I don't care.
No, the refs, it'll be something.
I don't care if they play Houston and then they play surprise, Miami gets in, works wonders, and beats Buffalo and Josh Allen.
Oh, yes.
And everyone's like, oh, now the Chiefs get to play Miami at home, and it's Tyler Huntley, not Tua Tagovailoa, and Jalen Waddle's out. I don't care. They're going to the AFC Championship game. I mean, it doesn't matter this year they play because 15-1, toughest season the NFL's ever been, most talent this league has ever seen, and I'm done with all of it. I don't. It just doesn't matter who they play.
No, I don't care.
They could beat Buffalo in the AFC Championship game again, and still people will be like, yeah, I don't know. Mahomes had 8 incompletions.
Exactly.
It's like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
Mahomes is 15-3 in the playoffs, has won 3 Super Bowls. The worst ending to a season in the Patrick Mahomes era is an overtime loss in the AFC Championship game, and still there are mounds of NFL fans who don't believe and don't trust this team. So to your point, Dusty, I don't really give a rip about who this team has to play because they don't care. We watch Mahomes go on the road and not throw any interceptions in 2 games against the Ravens and the Bills. Didn't matter. People are still going to talk about it. It's fake. Doesn't matter. Refs, whatever it is. There's reasons. And you know what? The people that say, oh, the Chiefs got an easy road. Yeah, get the 1 seed. Go win 15 games. Go win your division, undefeated, 6-0. Yeah. That is why you try to get the 1 seed. I hate this, oh, well, they got an easy road. Yeah, that's the way this works.
Yeah, that's called the benefit of doing it in the regular season.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why you do it.
Yeah, we decided to leave early so we could spend more of a day on our vacation.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, there was no traffic. Exactly.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. So, no, I don't think you are being Chiefs fandom when you say that this team gets it right in December through February. It is an objective fact. That is all they have done.
Yeah.
People would kill for the worst Mahomes season. An overtime loss in the AFC Championship game, people would love that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Come down to the wire?
If you could play anybody in the Super Bowl, who would it be? Since you you want to beat Philadelphia?
Like realistically, for the Chiefs as far as keeping, the easy route and trying to secure this three-peat, I mean, it is the most unrealistic option, but I do believe, and we brought it up on here, the Rams are really damn good. They do have a chance to get to the Super Bowl. I'd say I'd have them 3 in the NFC right now. I don't know about you. Maybe 4 behind Green Bay.
Tough for them because right now their first opponent would be the Detroit Lions. Damn. So we get that game again.
So they'd have to beat Detroit and Philadelphia both at their houses. Yeah.
No. Detroit's the 5 seed.
Oh, yeah.
Rams are the 4. reseeding 101. Yeah, Detroit does this whole thing all year.
Whole thing.
And then it's like, oh, yeah, by the way, you gotta go to the Los Angeles Rams house.
I'm not trying to get us off topic here.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
But with the NFC North, you brought it up. If Darnold was, and I think Carrington, this is why this brings you, Carrington tweeted about this, so stealing it from our guy over at The Drive, you can listen to from 2 to 6. He was like, if Sam Darnold, I forgot what he said, but let's just say Sam Darnold is Jalen Hurts. Let's say Sam Darnold is Trevor Lawrence was a good example that Carrington used. Is Sam Darnold the MVP? Like, he's not even in discussion.
No, and he had a game last night.
He had a game.
What did he throw, 377 and 3?
Yep, 1 interception. It was his one bad play. He had like 9 incompletions.
No, I'm on the, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just think that the MVP was decided by week 4. I think this was like, everyone's like, yeah, this is just Josh Allen's year. By the way, if he doesn't win MVP, I have his odds. He's minus 300 right now.
Okay.
He was minus 900 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson plus 225.
Ooh, okay.
Joe Burrow plus 1,600.
Okay.
If Burrow gets in, does he get it? And he has a game. He goes out there against Pittsburgh, 350, 3 touchdowns, 27 of 32, and they get in. Is he the MVP? Because here's why. The logic of Lamar doesn't work because we don't give it back to back. Why would we? Now we're just diluting the award. That'd be Lamar's second in a row.
Yep, voter fatigue. Yep.
Right? Exactly. Josh Allen, according to stats, wouldn't get it because Lamar Jackson's stats are better. Joe Burrow's stats are better. Burrow doesn't win his division, but because of Joe Burrow and what he's doing at a quarterback position with Jamar Chase, would he slide into that MVP category?
I think you'd have to consider it. Personally, I'd still give it to Josh Allen. I'm biased here. Josh Allen's my second favorite quarterback in the league. Was second favorite player to watch in that position. But yeah, I think you'd have to have a discussion about it. You know, Bob's brought it up. We've all talked about it. The devalue of winning is a little frustrating, though, and I know that team is terrible. That defense is absolute Swiss cheese, and that's even a compliment for them. That's generous, but winning does matter. Like that New England game, week 1, like Joe Burrow could have won in that game. Like, you know, this last game against, who was it they were facing this weekend, Dusty? Close game, Bengals and Denver. Yes,
OT.
exactly. Bengals, Broncos, OT. That game shouldn't have gone to OT.
No.
The Bengals could have taken more time off the clock with their offense. But instead, they decided to score in 2 minutes because that's what they do. They score 30, 40 points. It's awesome. What the Chiefs do is they score 26 and they take a 10-minute drive to end the game. You don't get the ball back.
Because Josh Allen won this week 40-14 against the Jets, and his numbers dropped in the MVP category.
A lot.
And that was a sound win, 40-14. 40-14. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yet he loses and his odds double when he loses to the Rams.
And now he's minus 300, Lamar Jackson plus 225. Patrick Mahomes plus 1,500.
It's a recency bias award, man. So I think you're right. I think if Joe Burrow goes out and has a game against a playoff team in Pittsburgh, a division rival, to get his team in the playoffs, that is going to work wonders in his favor. Man, Josh Allen, he's going to get this stolen from him.
Well, then he's got to return the chains. His offensive line bought him an MVP chain.
Oh.
Did you see that?
That happened?
Over Christmas. Wow. They bought him a chain of a jersey that says Allen, and then on the back it says MVP.
Oh.
Did you consider Brett for Miller?
Did Will Chamberlain or Danny Manning, have they reached out to Wiggins?
You think I'm a damn fool? And also just wanted to double check that Dan Kilgore is going to practice today. I'm sick and tired of all this bullshit. Coach, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
From the 620, this was definitely not the toughest year ever. The only teams above average are the Chiefs, Bills, Lions, Vikings, Eagles. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Above average.
Which
he just named the best teams in the league. Those are elite teams. Those are elite teams 6-2-0.
What did we say earlier? There's 11 teams with at least 10 wins.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Chargers aren't above average? Denver Broncos? LA Rams?
Yeah.
Really? The Green Bay Packers aren't above average? Yeah.
Do you think Saquon gets it this weekend? Because they couldn't they technically still get the 1 seed? Like if Minnesota loses, would Detroit get it automatic? So is the 1 seed decided?
I think the 1 seed's decided.
Okay. And so they could stick at the 2 seed. But he needs 105 yards, I think, to beat Dickerson's record.
Yep.
If Saquon breaks the record, does he get it? You want to know what his odds are to win MVP?
Oh, God. What is it?
Well, his odds to win Offensive Player of the Year, minus 5,000.
Woo!
I think it's like minus 500, actually. And Rookie of the Year, offensively, I think is gone. I think they took it off the books
took it
this
away.
morning. Yeah,
That's fair.
Jalen Daniels is not even available.
Yeah. You shouldn't. Yeah, that's fair. It's done.
Yeah. Last night
was it.
So we scroll over here. Awards. MVP, Josh Allen, minus 300. Lamar Jackson, plus 225. Burrow, 1,600. Saquon Barkley, plus 1,600.
Okay, so he's tied with Burrow.
Mm-hmm. And Patrick Mahomes is plus 40,000.
What?
Plus 40,000 for Patrick Mahomes. That's a 4 and 4 zeros.
He's like 18 touchdowns and 3 picks in the last 9 weeks or something.
Stop it. It's a season award.
Yeah, my fault.
You clown.
Jeez, man.
Kevin O'Connell, minus 1,000. Coach of the Year, Dan Campbell, plus 650. Andy Reid, plus 900. Andy Reid can backdoor cover that Coach of the Year.
So
if Detroit beats Minnesota and Andy Reid and the Chiefs beat the Broncos and go to 16-1, Andy Reid will backdoor cover that Coach of the Year.
I love it.
He will. Because because then fear of getting it wrong. The NFL, which they don't care. Fear of getting it wrong. He doesn't get it. They still go 16-1, and they win a three-peat. Never been done before. And you got to look yourself in the mirror and be like, we didn't give it to that guy.
We didn't give it. Yeah.
Well, what did he overcome? Where do you want me to start?
Exactly. What does this award mean?
Start of the year out at plus 5,000.
Is it plus what now?
Plus 4. No.
Plus 550?
No, he's at plus 900.
Plus 900. Okay.
Plus 900.
Okay.
Third
All
in
right.
the pecking order.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think because
KOC jumped big last night's win over Green Bay to get the 1 seed.
As he should have.
But if he loses and Campbell wins, then their losses are kind of like, okay, do we just say we now have a dividing factor? Because right now, Kevin O'Connell, I would 100% say I have no argument. I would say that's fine. He's done wonders in Minnesota. But he did it last year too. And no one wanted to give him any credit because Dan Campbell got all the credit. And now Dan Campbell, who could go play upset and win, it wouldn't be an upset. They're going to be favorites at home.
Probably.
It'll be like 1.5. I bet it's up available. I bet it's like 1.5, 2. Well, maybe not yet because they have to play tonight.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens tonight.
But yeah, But yeah, Saquon, you could have argued Saquon Barkley's your MVP. He could literally break the rushing record. That's been Eric Dickerson's before I was a thought or a glimmer in an eye. And literally doing it without Jalen Hurts for 2 games.
Yeah. Yeah, he's won them a couple of games. He should be higher up on that list. It's hard. It's only a quarterback award. That's what it is. And Saquon's going to win Offensive Player of the Year as he probably should. Mm-hmm. But Jamar Chase, he's going to win Triple Crown. He's not even getting a look. No. It's a tough award year. Comeback Player of the Year. You mentioned Joe Burrow is probably going to win it. Sam Darnold should probably win that award. He came back.
And I think this is the problem that people are like, well, we'll hold on to it. Because somebody has a text on here, then I'm going to address why I think it's the problem with the award. Plus, we'll get into what else we're going to get into, which is the wide receiver rookie class, because it's disgusting. I'll explain to the top text that we had on the other side. 96 by the Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5, The Fan.
Hey, football fans. Time to step up your game with Johnny's Barbecue tailgate packages. Whether you're hosting a home game or tailgate, Johnny's Barbecue has you covered. We've been serving award-winning traditional KC barbecue since 1977. Johnny's Barbecue was featured on diners, drive-ins, and dives with legendary Guy Fieri. It's time you experience KC's hidden gem of barbecue. Check out our tailgate packages at johnny'sbbqkc.com. Located in Olathe and serving all of KC. Johnny's Barbecue, taste the smoke.
Your projects begin here. The Casey Remodel and Garden Show, presented by Renewal by Anderson, January 10th through 12th at the American Royal Center. 3 days only for great deals, new ideas, and practical advice with trusted local experts. See twin sisters Leslie Davis and Lindsay Lamb from HGTV's hit show Unsellable Houses on Friday and Saturday. Shop, compare, and save on kitchens and baths to outdoor living and more at the Casey Remodel and Garden Show, January 10th through 12th. Buy tickets early and save at CaseyRemodelandGarden.com.
Hey, it's Rex here with RexBuysKC.com, your local KC home buyer. If you own a property in the Kansas City or surrounding area and want to sell it fast and at a fair price, write this number down, 816-330-6000. I'm a private real estate investor, not some hedge fund or large national chain. My family and I live right here in KC. I can pay cash and close on your timeline, even in as little as 3 days. Here at RexBuysKC.com, we are improving Kansas City one house at a time. I buy inherited houses, vacant houses, foreclosure houses, behind in payment houses, my tenant won't pay the rent houses, and properties that need complete rehabs. Do you own a house that's trashed and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at this number, 816-330-6000. That's 816-330-6000, or go to rexbuyskc.com. That's rexbuyskc.com, and I look forward to working with you.
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products, we've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it, times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
Get to Old Navy for a major clearance drop with new styles for the fam starting at just $2.99. Yep, shop clearance styles from just $2.99. But hurry, clearance ends soon. Only at Old Navy. Valid 12/26 through 1/16. Select styles only.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Want more from your dealership? At Metro Ford, every new vehicle comes with a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. Family owned, just 10 minutes from downtown and packed with unbeatable value. Drive smarter, only at Metro Ford. Online at kcmetroford.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Metro Ford, online at kcmetroford.com. On the Missouri side, inbound I-29 from 435 into downtown, a 15-minute drive. Checking 435, you're moving at posted speeds or better all around the metro. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Diving right back into it, I said I want to get to this text that we got about the Coaching of the Year award. Love to have everybody involved in the show. Whether you agree, whether you don't, you are a part of us. That's the way I look at this. From the 816, Kevin O'Connell is doing it with Darnold. Best coaching job by far. Andy is doing it with Pat, expected. So this is the problem with the theory in this award. Andy Reid was not expected to go 15-1. Andy Reid was not expected to go undefeated at home. Andy Reid was not expected to go 6-1 versus playoff teams. And again, Kevin O'Connell was not expected to make Sam Darnold look like Joe Burrow. And I'm not discrediting, but that's the problem with this award and the thought process of it. Again, the text, Kevin O'Connell is doing it with Darnold, best coaching job by far. Andy Reid is doing it with Pat Mahomes, expected. At what point do you have to remind yourself that Rashee Rice goes down, Hollywood Brown didn't play until week 15, your starting running back went out, your left tackle went out, your number 2 cornerback went out, and you still went 15-1. That's not expected. And it's what everybody said. If Andy Reid is going to win the Coach of the Year award, he's got to do something that really we haven't ever seen. He had a bye week in week 6. You're on the coattails of winning a three-peat, never been done, and you went 15-1. And you did have injuries. And you went 15-1. So again, that's the problem with the award, is that you think just because he has Mahomes, he should win 10 games every year. Andy Reid, 11-6. Everyone's like, oh, and to be fair, is this statistically Mahomes' worst year he's ever had as a starter?
Yes.
Not expected. And still went 15-1. So the theory into that is what's wrong with the league. Because they pick and choose Well, he's doing it with Darnold. Well, Andy Reid went 15-1 with the starting quarterback who's having the worst statistical season of his career.
Yeah, without his weapons, without a left tackle.
That's the problem. Yes, Kevin O'Connell is great.
He's
and
amazing.
what he's done this year is fantastic, but it's not 15-1. It's not.
And can we stop acting like, and I know that's easy for me to say, I'm a Sam Darnold truther. I was the only one on these radio waves saying, hey, Sam Darnold's actually good. It's going to be a good season for the Vikings. Watch out. Kevin O'Connell's awesome. Sam Darnold's a former first-round pick, top 5 pick. This is a guy who's got an insane amount of talent and arm strength and has never been around a team. He went to the freaking New York Jets. Okay, it's the worst organization in football, okay? So let's yes, Kevin O'Connell deserves a lot of praise, but also Sam Darnold the Jets deserve a bunch of hate, and Sam Darnold deserves praise for being able to overcome getting out of the Carolina Panthers and the New York Jets trash organizations and lifting himself up to be the player that he truly can be. That's the other side of the story here. It's not Kevin O'Connell making Bailey Zappi some star, okay? Sam Darnold is better than people gave him credit for, and he's showing that to you.
Yeah, I mean, and this text, a little harsh, but same ideology. Sam is only good because he has weapons. He can't do anything with less. I don't think Kevin deserves it. Deserving it is I don't want to say that because he does deserve the honor. But
yeah.
But again,
agreed.
Right? Like Mahomes' top 2 receivers for most of the year was a rookie who weighs 140 pounds and 2 veterans. Juju Smith-Schuster, who, what was he in New England?
He was cut.
Then he comes here, coaching, quarterback. I don't know. I look, and whatever you want to call it. It's the same thing, and Bryson, my buddy, who joins the show this morning, glad to have you for the first time in a long time. Saquon deserves it. It's the same thing. Like, if Andy Reid had to do something egregious and win 15 games or 16 games, whatever it is, and doesn't get it, how does a guy who breaks the rushing record and carry their team with the inconsistencies they've had in and outside the locker room just plus 9,000? That's a valuable player. That's a coach of the year. So, again, when you use that ideology, that's the problem with the award. Because you're like, well, that's Mahomes. Well, let's take the argument. He's done something with Sam Darnold. Andy Reid's going 15-1, and his quarterback, the Almighty, statistically is having his worst career yet. So, somebody says also they went through 3 kickers. I mean,
3 kickers, yeah.
Again, add it up. And
two top corners.
And I understand it. I got a lot of heat for it. Lombardi's the only trophy that matters. Yes, duh. Thank you. I understand that. But again, it's nice every once in a while for somebody to pat you on the back and say, hey, man, you deserve this. Excellent award. It's nice to hear that. I don't need to be told every day from Spectre to be like, hey, dude, 8 o'clock, nailed it. Love that topic. Thought it was great. I don't need to hear that every day. But damn, once in a great while, I get a text or an email that's got all of us tagged, and it says, hey, by the way, 9 o'clock was great. Thank you. Andy Reid, 16-1. Better luck next year. I don't know. The MVP race and the head coach thing, I could talk until I'm sick. Josh Briscoe will join us here at 8. We'll bring up some of that topic with him.
You're at 9, yeah.
Or at 9, I'm sorry. We're already past 8 o'clock. Holy smokes.
It's going quick.
This year's wide receiver rookie class. Ooh. Pretty damn good.
God, man.
This is from Field Yates.
Okay.
Now, one of these guys isn't a wide receiver, but it says, for the first time in NFL history, 4 rookies have all reached 1,000 receiving yards. Brock Bowers, Brian Thomas Jr., Malik Neighbors, Ladd McConkey. The 2024 draft class is special. How do we rank these? Because I don't think there's a wrong answer here.
I don't either.
Now, I'm going to go against the curve, and I'm going to say the number 1 receiver, in my opinion, is Brian Thomas Jr. as a rookie. I look at his team, I look at his quarterbacks, and I look at his coach.
And he's still producing.
And he's still balling.
Still producing.
Like, you put him on the Chiefs, I have to wear underwear. Ladd McConkey, I thought was the guy. I thought that's the guy I'd love to see in a Chiefs uniform as a receiver that I've seen this year. We'll still love it. Number 7, Brian Thomas Jr. on this team.
Electric.
I mean, any team, clearly, because of Jacksonville. And that team, that rookie class, and by the way, no Xavier Worthy mention when they talk about rookie receivers. Dude's starting to ball. Now, these guys have done it all year, right? Malik Neighbors looked great yesterday with Drew Lock, my guy, coming in there and ruining a franchise for another 5 years. Screw your first-round pick.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you're picking 6. I saw somewhere the other day, Shedeur Sanders was minus 150 to go number 1 overall, and Travis Hunter was plus 900. New England right now, I think, has the number 1 pick.
Yeah, they do.
They're not taking Shedeur Sanders.
No.
They're taking Travis
Hunter. That or a tackle. That's what they'll do.
Yeah. So
you've got Brian Thomas 1. Okay.
And I don't want to count Brock Bowers. He's not a receiver. He's a tight end.
I'd put him 1. Yeah.
Right. I mean, dude's nuts.
He's already the best at his position.
I would go Brian Thomas Jr. I would go Ladd McConkey because I think that's what Herbert needed, and you're seeing the success that LA's having with Jim Harbaugh. I was wrong about that team, by the way. And then I'm probably going Malik Neighbors. And look, I'll listen to anybody. But
are you going off of this year or what you think for their career
what I've seen.
From what you've seen?
Yeah. Because if you can do it with Mac Jones, Trevor Lawrence, and then half of Trevor Lawrence, and then a Doug Peterson coach that's so far checked out.
Yeah.
And you're putting those numbers up when it doesn't matter. It means you're all about the game.
Yeah, Christian Kirk's been out. They have no one on offense. He's the only guy. He's getting doubled.
Yeah.
He's working through it.
Evan Ingram's been out all year.
Yep.
So it's
intermediate, it's short, it's the long
reminds
game.
Me a lot of Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, and the yards after the catch like JJ too. He's a menace with the ball in his hands. He's fantastic. He does it on all 3 levels like JJ. Yeah, I actually don't hate the comp, which I normally would with one like that.
Same school too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Brian Thomas would be 1 for me. Neighbors would be 2, and then I'd put Ladd 3. But I'm not mad at like you said. There is no wrong answer here. My big thing is, man, we vaulted up Marvin Harrison Jr. for months, years.
Could be a Kyler thing.
I agree. That was my next question. He's not going to get the 1,000 mark. He is close. I'd have to look. He's in the 800s, I think. So unless he has a great game, he'll end with 1,000 yards. But yeah, are you pinning that on, okay, we overestimated this guy because of his last name? Or are you saying, yeah, Kyler...
Scores a lot of touchdowns, doesn't get a lot of yards.
Yeah,
so I think that's kind of on your quarterback. Because if you're getting open in the end zone where it's tough to score in the red area, and you're not getting the ball throughout the game, that's your quarterback. I think I have to come to my senses with Kyler. I think it's a Kyler problem.
Yeah, I know.
Because let's put Marvin Harrison Jr. in Tampa.
Oh yeah,
and Baker's not top 5, top 10,
top 12, top 10 for sure.
Kyler Murray's below the top 15.
Yeah, he's below Baker. I know that. I don't know about no. Yeah, he's probably Damn, below 15 would be tough. I don't know.
You get into the Stafford, you get into Stafford range.
Oh, Stafford.
You get into Darnold range, right? Because your top 7 are probably solidified.
Yep.
You're taking CJ over Kyler.
Yeah.
Right? So you get down in there and you're like,
Love and Herbert and yeah.
Love looked bad last night, by the way.
He looked bad for 3 quarters, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Xavier Worthy, little nugget here. 59 receptions, 638 yards. That's a 10.8 average. 6 touchdowns. 9 total when you count the 3 rushing.
Count 3 rushing.
And this is
He's waking up, man.
This is just like Rashee Rice last year.
Yes. And right when those weapons come back, Hopkins fully integrated, playing a little bit more snaps. Hollywood Brown, he comes back. Travis Kelce looking like himself. The covers out.
Hopkins
off the
and
Ferrari.
Juju are running the secured Rashee Rice route.
Yeah, possession receiver. I'm going to move the chains routes. Yep.
3rd and 5. I need a trusted hand to catch this and go forward because I know Travis can be double covered. And then it's
dude. There's been so many games in so many days. I think it was the Pittsburgh game. That little sideline for 10 yards toe tap catch on this. I think that was the Pittsburgh game. That was incredible. It was incredible. The timing from Hopkins to Mahomes.
I think it was Houston.
Was it the Houston game?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds more right.
Because it was at home.
Yes, it was at home. That's right. Yes. That toe tap, perfect timing on the sideline.
It was like...
Yes, it couldn't have been any better. And
that's great.
They've been together for 6 weeks. That's another guy who I'd look at and say, hey, man, what do you think? 1 year? 1 more year? What do you think?
Yeah. And I think you look at Hollywood Brown, you're
exactly.
like, hey, man,
one
more
two?
year?
Yeah.
At least 1.
Come on.
1 year extension.
Let's
this
do it.
whole year, you get even more money if you do this again next year.
Think about this offense, a whole season, healthy. Think about it.
Oh, yeah. Plus, you got to think there might be a suspension still coming. I don't know if Rice does.
I'd assume so.
You'd have to think that could still be there.
Probably first half of the season. Yep.
Hollywood Brown looks good.
He looks great.
Xavier Worthy looks great. By the way, it's January. Coming up on the other side, our guy Josh Briscoe will join us here on 96.5 The Fan, your home, Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
What the hell's wrong with your station?
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
It's just not normal. The pain calls from chronic joint pain day after day. But some of you have dealt with that pain for so long, it's become your new normal. Short-term fixes are not working. Make the decision now to say no, not going to live with it. Get moving again in 2025 with help from QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, joint preservation. Yes, you can revitalize your joints with advanced orthobiologic treatments at QC Kinetics. No steroids, no drugs, no surgery. This is the future of medicine using an array of natural solutions like PRP to attack the pain from arthritis. Tens of thousands of people with pain have discovered these cellular treatments and they're living life again without that constant pain in their joints. Want to learn more about how you can refresh your joints, get lasting relief with these amazing treatments? Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299.
Hey, it's Alice Gold once again for my friends at Max Motors, and it's about to be the new year. How about a new ride in the new year from Max Motors? Like the new 2024 Jeep Compass 4x4, starting at $24,995. Just 25 of those in stock number 90114. Or how about the 2024 Jeep Gladiator? Up to $14,000 off MSRP. Stock number S240288. See dealer for details. Max Motors, the easiest place to buy a car. MaxMotors.com.
Listen, you've been making house payments for years, right? And right now, your home's value has never been higher, right? That means you're likely sitting on a small fortune in equity. Good for you. That's cash that you could use to help secure your retirement, solve all your financial burdens, enable you to travel, everything you want. The catch is, you're not ready to move. No problem. You don't have to with the TrueHold Sell and Stay Leaseback program. This is a genius financial strategy. You sell your home to TrueHold while its value is high. You bank all that equity in cash now, and you can stay as long as you like with an easy, affordable lease. And TrueHold pays property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. TrueHold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get a TrueHold offer now while your home's value is sky high. Call 1-855-300-9993. That's 1-855-300-9993. Or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out without moving out. TrueHold.com.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Chiefs coverage is brought to you by Shamrock Roofing and Construction. ShamrockRoofer.com.
Hey folks, it's Garen from Shamrock Roofing and Construction. Thank you for making Shamrock Roofing one of the top 30 roofing companies in the nation. We're family owned and ready to help you with your roof today. Inspect, repair, replace. One call does it all at Shamrock Roofing. Visit ShamrockRoofer.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side checking 49 northbound, no delays from Belton to 470, and then 71 northbound moves well from the Grandview Triangle into downtown. Kansas side 35 northbound, trip from Olathe into downtown, still 20 minutes. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
You're listening to the all-new 96.5 The Fan, your new home for Chiefs football. KFNZ, FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
go. I feel like Cooper Rush. Yeah, here we go. I thought it was a Dak thing. Guess not. It's a Dallas thing. Boy, Jerry Jones, tough game that week. He had to sit in a glass box, and there was just a guy from Philadelphia just standing over him, staring at him. A bit weird. But it is that time of the day, 9 o'clock on a Monday, but different. Josh Briscoe in studio.
Yeah.
Getting the palms ready.
How are you celebrating Carson Wentz's birthday?
Is it today?
I just got the push notification.
Okay.
The Chiefs are wishing Carson Wentz a very happy birthday. I wish him a very happy start.
They need to. They absolutely need to announce right now that he's a starting quarterback. We all know it.
That'd be great.
Happy birthday, you're starting. Oh, great. Weeks 18 against the no, dude, go do it.
I think Carson. I love that we ended up starting with Carson Wentz. I think he's going to be in the perfect headspace for this because he's been back there twiddling his thumbs through all of training camp, through all the regular season. He got just a taste before the Texans game. No, Carson. No. You don't know who you're behind.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if they had this conversation before he signed here to say, hey, listen, we may end up in one of these spots where week 18 is all yours. You do that, you show off.
Chase Daniel's number and go call this guy. He'll tell you exactly how this goes.
Yes. Hey, I have a really, really good and financially lucrative path for you to follow. Just don't screw it up.
And he did it a lot of places.
Yeah.
Right? So we were talking earlier, and I know that there's probably a lot of people that are sick of hearing it, but I don't care. Andy Reid should win Coach of the Year. And I think he can. I think the only doing this with Sam Darnold. Andy Reid's expected to win his division and be a notable contender for the number one seed in his conference. He's not expected to go 15-1. And if you're going to put all these pieces together, like you look at Andy Reid's side of it and you're like, left tackle, left guard, right tackle, corner, second corner, starting running back, starting wide receiver, kicker. Time ever, the guy wins Coach of the Year, and the team he beat, the guy that won Coach of the Year, wasn't even in the Super Bowl. And I know they do this before the season's over, but you have to potentially think that that's on the table. The Arrowhead Invitational is happening once again. So that, I don't know. And we don't have to do it. We'll get into this, what this year was, but there is a chance. But again, even going 15-1, he has to miraculously backdoor cover this award.
Yeah, I'm going to steal a little bit of this at some point. And change the moment the playoffs begin. You can find a lot of guys who have been in contention, and rightfully so, who immediately flame out in the playoffs whenever the coaching gets real. Like what you do from week 6 to 12, that matters because you're kind of stabilizing the dog days of your season.
Right.
But what you do at the end of the season, what you do propelling yourself into the playoffs is the only thing that actually matters. We could be in a situation where not only Andy Reid has the first is egregious in a way that I think eventually the voters ought to have a little bit of self-awareness about. I don't know if they ever will, and Kevin O'Connell is, you guys covered it, a totally legitimate candidate. But if I wanted to be cynical, I could say, yeah, Patrick Mahomes, or Andy Reid has Patrick Mahomes, KOC has Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and Aaron Jones, and they've overcome some things on their own offensive line. But you can play that game. The funny thing, kind of the bummer thing about it is that head coach combo award, the Chiefs should have won it 5 years running now.
Yeah.
And they can win. Mahomes can win MVPs when he does crazy things. Andy Reid is not given a chance to exceed expectations unless they go undefeated. And they just missed that by one.
Right. Hollywood Brown, do you think he plays any at all this week?
I don't need him to.
I was going to say, I'm on that same page, Rick. I don't need to see it. It looks fine. It's not like he was paralyzed from the waist down half the season. I mean,
Right.
he was running. He was keeping his stamina up. And he looked.
Ship throughout this entire process between the team and you know all of the doctors obviously and then his agent and keeping this in a place where it seems like the vibes have been good and he has had this late season target date for this long period of time. I would at least want to know that they're keeping that conversation very, very open for we're looking to see what you could do if we get this entire season we were expecting with you know this year, what we could see going forward. I don't need to see him play because I think the argument on behalf of putting him out there starter I want to see on Sunday is DJ Humphries. Let him play as much as he can, as much as you want him to, and then you can have that left tackle conversation. Nobody else in this team has anything to prove to me.
Not even Jawan Taylor?
No, I don't think so.
Because that's kind of embarrassing if everybody gets the day off and it's like 74, you're in. It's like, the hell?
Yeah, no, and I think especially having a little bit, it was a hamstring, right, nagging over this last couple of weeks. So I think you just put everybody on ice who you expect to start unless you're still trying to have that Humphries conversation on the left side. Rust period.
Do you think Andy has more fun with these type of games?
I don't know. I was wondering about this because I think,
or is this where he's like, "Hey, Matt, go ahead."
Well, I think in years past he's done that, and certainly times late in the season he had Bieniemy calling plays, or at least he said he had him calling plays.
The only reverse order was Mahomes' rookie year, where it was like
that's
Nagy
right.
was calling plays for the final 4 games.
That's
it was
right.
like a thing, and then it we're going to start Mahomes this week. He's like, hang on,
and he was like, "Hey, I've had some plays that I've been drawing on napkins since the early '90s that I can find." Again, Matt, I don't know that he's going to get real head coaching looks this year, nor do I think he should. But go ahead and get your little game plan in, and Reed and a lot of the other guys can look ahead to the playoff teams. The interesting thing here is the Broncos could be that playoff team that you see in a couple of weeks. Unlikely, but they're going to make the dance, probably, even though they've wasted a couple opportunities to just put that away.
Yeah, they just can't run into Slugworth on their way home with the goal because they had the ticket. Like, they found it. Like it's Drew, who you'll know here in about 4 hours. For 4 hours straight, man, it's there. Would you rather see Denver for a third time or Cincinnati?
I would rather see Denver for a third, second and a half time there. But I was wondering if Drew and I would have a chance to crack this one open today. I think we will.
Yes.
I am not in any way subscribing to the idea that the Chiefs are like, oh, this should also be a good foil for this Chiefs offense getting up to speed. But I would rather see the Bengals than Buffalo or Baltimore. And I feel like maybe that's the little bit of the cutoff. Maybe I'd rather see both AFC West teams than Cincinnati. But I think since he's on a level below Buffalo and Baltimore, which again, I don't know if Bengals fans want to hear. I'll ask Drew in an hour.
Yeah, no, I think it's interesting because the one thing I loved about it, now this was, a little sodas deep on Saturday, but I'm like, man, if
we should already be in a place pretty near to that.
Oh, we're there.
It's like the tweet. It's not inaccurate. I don't remember who it was that posted, but it was like, the team that's given the Chiefs the most trouble over the last half decade. It was like, once.
Yeah,
one meaningful game they got, and so it's not incorrect because teams don't get one meaningful game against these Patrick Mahomes Chiefs. It's been literally Tom Brady and the Bengals that one time, and that was just a pretty long. See the Bengals in the playoffs. I think they'd be fine.
You may not want to see the Bengals in the playoffs because
I don't know that anybody can stand on a field and watch Joe Burrow and say he's not the best player in the world. I don't know that anybody can stand on a field and watch Joe Burrow and say he's not the best player in the world. I don't know that anybody can stand on the field and watch Joe Burrow and say he's not the best player in the world.
I get it. Look, I love it, right? It's not the world.
No.
He's got the whole hottest wife in the world.
Yeah, and just
I've seen Paulina Gretzky.
That's your
No,
one? Okay.
I
I
mean,
just
but
was
I mean,
curious.
like,
That's the name you pulled out of the sky, and
just from beautiness.
Sure.
I mean,
I
like,
get that.
Love is blind.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not the best player in the world. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. Like, I really don't understand that saying.
Incredible talent.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow, a beautiful quarterback. Don't compare him to Patrick Mahomes. It's not good for anybody right now.
No, he's not even the best player in the NFL. According to them, it's Tyreek. Tyreek Hill.
Sorry,
Oh,
I was going
Burrow.
back to. I was
like,
going back to.
okay.
No. Tyreek Hill definitely is.
Yeah.
No. I think it's Snoop actually. I've been really impressed by the Snoop Huntley experience.
Yeah, it's great.
But like, I don't know. I think Burrow gets a weird amount of hate because a lot of people like he's doing like cocky varsity quarterback attitude at a lot of times. He wears weird clothes. It'd be a weird place for me to put my foot down on not liking somebody. And so like I kind of like his whole in your Disney movie. I think he's good for that. You just don't have to say things like that, about him being the best in the world.
Now he's got to be the best in the world. I had this in the back pocket for about 2 weeks. You had an Odyssey reference on one of our shows.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see Nolan's going to do it?
I did. I saw a lot of people being like, wow, he's...
It's going to be the journey part, I think, because it's Nolan. I don't think they're going to do the early of it that sets everything up.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I need a Cyclops for sure. I need
it's like, no.
Odyssey Part 2.
Yeah.
Did you see Wicked?
I haven't yet because I have a tough time sitting at one place for more than, obviously, I get up every segment. 3 hours. And it's only part one.
That's what...
It's damn good. It's damn good.
That's what gets me.
And I mean, that's where I'm like, it was like when I watched Dune.
Yeah,
I was like,
I haven't seen Dune. I would love Dune. I haven't seen Dune because it's I got 6 hours to catch up on now.
Yeah.
I'm not made of time.
I mean, it's this.
I should probably watch it, but that's what I didn't realize about Wicked is that it's 2 hours and 40 American minutes.
Yeah.
And it's everything before the intermission from the play, which is like 2.5 hours long.
That's
the
right.
stage plays 2.5 hours.
That's
Part
right.
one is 240.
That's right.
It's pretty good though.
It's worth every minute. It's one of the best movies I've seen in a long time.
By the way, you should go see it.
Yeah, it's worth seeing. It was fun.
Damn good.
You get the large bag of popcorn, free refills.
Yeah.
I've seen it twice.
What's the drink?
You are
Absolutely,
ascending,
dude.
you're rising out of your chair and just experiencing that moment.
Oh, I'm sure when he sits down, he's not really sitting down. It's getting ready to start.
That was defying gravity for sure. I'll tell you what.
Most impressive stat over the 3 games in 11 days. By the way, it was 10, then it turned into 11. Chiefs outscored those opponents 77-36. Woo! What do you got coming up on your show today?
Any of those teams any good? We're going to
Two playoff teams.
We're going to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs for the majority of 4 hours.
Sounds
I believe
about right.
that Andrew Reid will speak around. Coach of the year, but I want to talk about left tackle. What we've seen from Joe Toney, maybe what we've misseen from Joe Toney. I don't know. I want to ask you to think. I don't want to force you to think about anything uncomfortable. I want to ask you if you want to think about it. And we are going to do 4 pretty serious hours of Chiefs talk. And at some point, I'm going to discuss my video game of the year list.
Okay, fair enough.
Got that for you.
Love that. Josh Briscoe, Mac Morey, Dusty Lykin, you listen 96.5 The Fan, your home, Kansas City Sports.
You're listening. The Fan.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at Heartland Men's Health, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. Call us at Heartland Men's Health. Your initial visit is only $99. It includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Get to Old Navy for a major clearance drop with new styles for only.
Arvest Bank believes in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to supporting those who serve our communities. We believe that all communities deserve a financial partner who cares. Arvest. We believe.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 40-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term life insurance may only cost you about $100 a month. Call $100 of affordable term life for you. All you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-353-9057. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-353-9057. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. For affordable term life insurance, call 800-353-9057.
Odyssey. Unwrapped a new Amazon Echo or Google Home? Be sure to tell your smart speaker to play your favorite station. Received a new Sonos speaker? Check on Odyssey on the Sonos app for access to hundreds of stations. Got a new phone? Don't forget that the Odyssey app is the only way you can jump to your favorite show with Rewind. No matter what you received this year, listen to your favorites with Odyssey. Download the free Odyssey app today. AUDACY.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
I am juiced up. I am there. First time in the building with Briscoe, and he's like, oh my God. He's like, you really have morning show energy. Watch out for the other ones. They don't stop. You see Will Ferrell showed up to the hockey game as Buddy the Elf, but just looked like he'd been through it.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. How many yards does Mike Evans need?
That's a good question. Let me see.
Because he's almost there.
We should have just been betting him these last 4 weeks, man.
Right?
Just knowing that record's in mind. Baker's going to feed him.
What do we like tonight? A lot of Gibbs, a lot of St. Brown.
Yep.
A little bit of Debo. Maybe stay away from Debo. Maybe a little bit of Kittle. The over-under that game, by the way, 50 points.
50.
Love the over.
Really?
I do love the over.
Okay.
I just think Detroit can score 45. And I think San Fran will score. I think they have enough people to, they have Juwan Jennings is pretty good for that system.
Yeah, he's good.
Brock Purdy's still got to prove it. You're not paying Brock Purdy, by the way, are you?
No.
You let him walk?
Yeah, I do.
Let Sam Darnold come to San Francisco.
Absolutely. He was there. He was there last season. Mm-hmm. And I said Brock Purdy wasn't going to start because of an injury, that UCL joint. And I said Sam Darnold would have looked better than Brock Purdy had he gotten the chance last year. I was saying that.
Did you see Nick Wright's tweet yesterday?
What did he say?
I felt it in my soul. Love Nick, by the way. And he goes, here's a not too wild theory. And he tagged Wilds in it. He said, New England trades Mac Jones for
Or
I'm sorry,
Drake May.
Drake May. They trade Drake May for a top round pick. New England then drafts Shedeur Sanders, and with the trade of May to get a first round pick, they draft Travis Hunter. So they draft Shedeur, draft Travis Hunter, and he goes and coaches New England. Dion.
Whew.
You can feel that a little bit.
Wow, that'd be crazy.
It will never happen.
No.
But it's not that far-fetched.
No, like that there's a world where that exists.
Because I was telling you.
Wow.
Yes, right?
That's nuts.
Because yesterday.
Goosebumps.
Yesterday, before Drew Lock proved me right, like I've known that Drew is there. From the day he was drafted to the yesterday's game, I've known that Drew is there. He just never had talent. They didn't support him in Denver. He was in Seattle, but they went with Geno, rightfully so. And then he had that big surprise game with Seattle. And he's like, damn, it felt good to be back. And then he did that. And I thought we were done seeing Drew Lock after his last game. It was a bad game. And then there's that with Malik Neighbors. It just makes me so proud. Just to see it.
He kind of saved himself a little bit.
Somebody will keep him around.
Exactly. Like if you end how it ended 2 games ago, I don't know.
Go to Vegas. Drew would thrive in Vegas.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
He'd thrive in Vegas because he's better than Minshew. He's better than Nate O'Connell. And I don't want to. He's better than Nate O'Connell.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe not mentally with the game.
He can make more happen.
Physically,
yes.
And he's a slinger. He doesn't care.
No,
does
not care.
And once he and Malik Neighbors got on that back shoulder, it was over for
they got in a rhythm.
For Indianapolis. It was over. He was just throwing to the sideline back. Plus, Giants kind of have some pieces.
Yes.
They're a coach and a quarterback away.
I don't hate Brian Daboll, but
because Tracy and Neighbors are decent. They're pretty good, and they're rookies.
They're good.
And they're rookies.
And they've got Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns on the defensive line. Like, they've got some stars or some young budding stars as well. I don't hate the roster.
And they just ruined their first overall pick. Because Shedeur Sanders was minus 150 to be the first overall player picked. I bet it's no longer that. I bet Travis Hunter's number one, because right now I think New England is the owner of the first pick.
Well, New England's 1 or 2, and then Tennessee's 1 or 2. So if you're the Giants, you'd have to worry about Tennessee stealing Shedeur from you. That would be the big worry there. Obviously,
Shedeur Sanders minus 120.
Yeah,
as of right now. Cam Ward plus 185. Travis Hunter plus 450. If you're New England and do you take Shedeur?
No. I'm a big Drake May guy, though.
You know who's going to play for San Francisco next year at quarterback?
Who?
Kirk Cousins.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to go to San Francisco.
They are. They're going to get someone.
They're going to go get a veteran that can do it. And I know he's been terrible in Atlanta the last 2 months. That's why Michael Penix is in there. Who looks okay.
I think he looks awesome.
He looks fine.
Yeah.
It's always weird to me to see a lefty.
Very weird.
Golf course.
Very strange.
Baseball, whatever.
I hadn't thought about the right tackle. They brought up the right tackle who his life changed when they decided Penix was going to be the starter. I didn't think about it. I was like, oh, yeah, he's now blindside.
Yep.
His whole life's changed. If I'm him, I'm going, hey, if this is going to be the way it goes, I'm going to need some more money.
Mm-hmm.
His position value just completely increased. I didn't think about that. It's very interesting. But yeah, it does look weird coming out of a lefty's hand for some reason.
Same on a golf course.
Yep.
You get paired with a guy and he gets out his club and you're like, oh, he's one of those.
Gosh.
Swings left. It's different. Even like a left-handed baseball swinger's different.
It's all, it's weird.
It's weird. It's interesting.
913, why can't Drew be Mahomes' backup next year? That's not the worst option.
If that happens.
Oh, God.
That'll be the first jersey I buy.
No.
Oh, yeah. I'll go into Third Street
You don't have
Social.
a jersey?
I do, but I didn't buy it.
Oh, got you.
I have a Mahomes jersey, but it only comes out in January and February. It's the only time I wear it. Hasn't been washed.
When he comes out, too.
Yep. Hasn't been washed.
Let's go. Don't wash it.
I'm afraid to.
Yeah, please.
Some people get morning wood, we get morning dusty. LOL.
It's a blessing.
I guess, and a curse if you live alone. I will tell you this. With Kansas City, we do this every year, and that is we sit back and wait. And when I talk about we, I'm talking about you. And yes, I told you I was going to buy that Drew Lock jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going into 3rd Street Social every Friday on Red Friday. Lock. Eating at your dad's restaurant. Telling you what, man.
Mahomes winning MVPs.
You go in there and get the Duroc pork shoulder with the collard greens and grits.
Sounds really good.
You talk about morning dusty.
Ooh.
You get morning, afternoon, and dinner dusty.
Oh.
Better believe I'll be in there. I can tell you this story about Drew Lock's draft night, but I've said it 15 times. That's why I'm in love with this guy. I'll tell it to you off the air. The people that listen who actually followed me, if I bring that story up,
like,
like,
okay, bro,
dog,
yeah,
get it.
Yeah, okay.
You guys almost kissed. That's a joke. But yeah, no. We do this every year, right? We get to sit back and watch everybody regurgitate from the mouth, the Chiefs are now this. Are we doing this again? Are we geared up? I thought Big Cat's tweet was hilarious over the weekend. He said, just so everyone's aware, the Chiefs are winning the Super Bowl this year and they will three-peat. Just understand now. Love that take. And we sit back and everybody goes, well, gosh, Mahomes has thrown 2 interceptions since week 11. One of them was on a Hail Mary. He was only sacked 1 time in his last 4 games. They have this is their season. And it's like everyone forgets that this is when it happens. And again, I told Briscoe at the end of the interview that we did with just him, 77-36 is what they outscored those 3 opponents in 11 days. They just don't have any wins that solidify their greatness. Okay, but 14 of them doesn't do it? 14 W's. That doesn't do it. They beat the Browns 21-7. They beat the Houston Texans 27-19. You could call that 27-16. They kicked a last-minute field goal to just make it a one-possession game. Beat the Steelers 29-10, and in fact, the referee was even done with it. Nah, the game's over. Fair enough. So I tell you this, it's fun, annoying, and stressful all at the same time when you get to this part of the year. Because we sat back and we watched it, and of course we're going to be biased, and of course you're going to call us homers. Not the guy that wrote the Odyssey. Great pull. But the thing is that now everybody's got to talk themselves out of what they said all year. Not mentioning what we talk about all season. More games than anybody else these last 3 years. They've won 2 in a row. Head coach, quarterback, everything. I don't know. Buffalo seems to have it. Baltimore might have it. Don't let them play Cincinnati. 15-3 in the playoffs is Patrick Mahomes. 15-3. And his record in December is disgusting. And we get to sit back, and this is when I smile. Like, I'm excited to see what Nick says today on First Things First. Because I know I watched this week, but like even Colin, I watched the day after Christmas, and he's like, "We did it again." It's like the Home Alone family. You left Kevin at home alone again. What are you doing? Last year, man, I don't know, man. They're 11-6. That's not promising. 11 wins is still a good season. Was it ugly? Yes. And in Mahomes, statistically, Mahomes' worst year, they won more games than they've ever won.
Kevin can take care of himself.
That's right. It's insane. It's insane. The thing that I find interesting about this team this year is that it's like Bob will tell me, why do you watch the news? They're just going to tell you the same stuff and it's depressing. I'm like, I don't know. I feel connected to my city. I've worked with people on news stations. I kind of like to watch them and see how they do. It's like the Chiefs, they don't care. And like I said earlier in the show, like every press conference at the end of a game, both coaches will say the same thing without saying it the same way. Man, that was a tough win out there, and we don't take wins lightly in this league. The Chiefs, at what point? At 11, at 12, at 13, hell, at 14, some people weren't bought in. But when they solidified it all and got to 15-1, that's what solidified the 1 seed in the bye, the second to last week of the season. Then everybody goes, gear up, everybody. It's happening again. It's happened for the last 7 years.
It's been happening. Nothing has happened but this. All that's occurred in this, your favorite sport that you consume nonstop for 200 days a year, is the Chiefs owning you.
Yeah. When it matters most.
Yes. When it matters most. Buffalo, 3 times. Cincinnati, getting ready to happen twice, I hope. Baltimore, getting ready to happen twice again, I hope.
From the 913, Mac nailed it. D-value of winning. Chiefs are 15-1 or whatever, but are the most criticized team in the league. Only thing that matters is wins. They can't schedule all top teams. They get who they get. But not only that, because this is what frustrates me. And this is the part that upsets me. Derek Johnson, who joined us earlier, said the same thing. Mm-hmm. He saw the stat. The Chiefs, I think it was like the Chiefs, Giants, Raiders, Jets, and Patriots are the only teams in the NFL that haven't scored more than 30 points. That stat is garbage because the Chiefs are 11th in the league in scoring, and they've scored 30 twice. They scored 27, 28, whatever. But the thing is that Green Bay goes and beats New Orleans in their house in frigid temperatures, and New Orleans playing Spencer Rattler, who looks like he was stung by a bee. They're playing no Alvin Kamara. They're playing no Chris Olave, and they shut him out, as they should have. I mean, that's a bad team in New Orleans right now. And everyone's like, Green Bay's scary. Mm-hmm. This team is scary. And they beat a beat-up team. The Chiefs beat Baltimore, Cincinnati, their entire division, and they went 6-1 against playoff teams. But that's not just good enough. And then, dude, where's my car reference? And then another one, I know you haven't seen, but it's don't waste your time.
Okay.
Sean Williams, Scott, Ashton Kutcher, just two stoners. You might like
I've heard of this. Okay.
Zoltan. The thing about it is that then Green Bay goes to Minnesota last night and loses. Their quarterback was not good. Their running back didn't have the games that he's normally had. And when they lose, that was a tough game. That's a playoff atmosphere. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Pittsburgh wasn't for the first 5 minutes until everybody goes, oh, that version of Mahomes is here today.
That's the Chiefs we're seeing.
And now all of a sudden, Green Bay gets a pass because they had a tough game. But the Chiefs beat the Broncos on a blocked field goal, and they're lucky. They're barely getting by.
Barely beating these subpar teams. Cincinnati goes to overtime with them. Oh, man, the Chiefs don't want to see them. Chiefs don't want to see the Bengals. They just took care of Denver in overtime. At home.
Yeah. And it's like, if we're going to have the same energy for one, let's have the same energy for all.
Yep.
Like, Josh Allen loses to the Rams. But by God, wasn't he great? Man, he was good.
Doubled the MVP odds.
Right. And then all of a sudden, Mahomes goes out there, finally has his offense back, somewhat, doesn't ever shoot rice, throws for 320, 3 touchdowns. Man, that's what you wanted to see all year. This is what you wanted. And now you have it. And now you want to get angry. You want to get mean. You want to get angry. But that's what it is. And that's why, to me, it's so enjoyable. Because every year we do this. Every single year we do this. And it's like, well, man, was the loss to the Raiders? I mean, look, what? They've won 23 of their last 24 games, and 2 of those are Super Bowl victories? You lost 1 game this year. 1. And you hadn't lost a game since we've had 2 Christmases, and we've had 2 losses.
Wow. That's nuts.
Damn right it's nuts. But nobody wants to put that stat into the eye.
Yes.
They want to put, well, They only won their division games. I mean, did you see Buffalo beat the Jets 40-14? That's impressive. Your division is the worst division in football outside of the NFC West.
No, it's worse.
Definitely.
It's worse. It's the worst division.
Literally.
From the 620, why do you need everyone to fondle your balls, man? The Chiefs are winning. No, we don't need fondling. What I need you to do is for the rest of the national media to not kick me in the nuts and tell me they hadn't for 16 weeks.
Yeah.
No, that's what happened.
Yeah. It's not that, like, I'm gaslighting this.
No.
Anti-gaslighter. I'm giving you what people have said.
Yes, exactly. We're just responding.
Like, Mike Greenberg, Rex Ryan, hell, Ryan Clark at one point was like, Buffalo's the one.
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
He turned.
He did.
He turned.
He should have to take his initial off his jacket. It just doesn't make sense to me. And yet, here we go. And then we get to have our Christmas on the radio. We've been texting for 3 days about how excited we were to get out here and do this, because this is one of those things where you put your feet up on the desk and you say, hey, boss, give me something out of the vending machine, because I was right all year long. We even had this topic 3 weeks ago, that they were going to get into this position and everybody was going to retract or try to be the first one to do it. Well, I'm glad our show starts at 6 a.m. every day, because I'm here to tell you, we do this every year, and we get to have this moment. We get to have this time where it's like, what was that? They don't do it for you? How's 77 to 36 point differential? How's 56 to 29 the last two games? How's 2 interceptions since week 11? How's 2 losses and 2 Christmases? How you doing? Just saying. I live for this.
Oh, I do, yeah.
There's a reason why I do what I do.
Feeds me.
Absolutely.
The interception part really gets me giddy. Because, Mahomes' turnover machine. We finally see it. The footwork caught up to him. He's too rushed. He's going to lead the league in turnovers. Well, he's thrown 3 in the second half of the season, one of which was a desperation Hail Mary. That doesn't count.
From the 816, you guys are whining because people have opinions. Please move on. I'm whining about their opinions because they don't make sense. Why? If you had the opinion, because they're not right and their opinions are skewed because they don't have the same energy for everybody in the league. It'd be one thing if somebody came out and was like, hey, man, Green Bay beat New Orleans. Great. That's a bad team. They played at home in cold climate. Great. Let's see if they can beat a good team. You wouldn't hear me whine. So a lot of misspelled words in that text. The other thing, too, is that it's like, when do you learn? If you touch the stove every time it's on, you're burning your hand. You know what that smart child does? They burn themselves once out of curiosity. They never do it again because they know what's going to happen. Just stay away from it. Guy complaining about whining, got to be a Raiders fan. Womp, womp. I'll move on for 15 more minutes because we come back. We do our Breeders for the weekend. Mac Morey, Dusty Like. It's 965 Fan, your own. Kansas City Sports.
Fescoe and Dusty. Subscribe and watch the show on YouTube by going to our channel at The Fan 965, Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
We just found out that Daisy Sour Cream launched French onion and ranch sour cream dips. I love dips, and these new dips from Daisy Sour Cream are a game changer. They taste just as good as if they were homemade. They're made with Daisy Sour Cream and real herbs and spices. The new dips from Daisy Sour Cream are made with ingredients you can find in your kitchen and nothing more. So whether it's chips, wings, veggies, or other food, give these new French onion and ranch dips from Daisy a try. Find them at your local grocer. It's Daisy Dips.
Hey, it's Gold, talking about my friends at Max Motors again. And I was driving the other day thinking about how many hours I have spent in my vehicle. And then I was curious how many hours we all spend in our vehicles. It's why you should make an investment in the vehicle that you drive. Did you know that on average, Americans spend about 293 hours a year, every single year in their vehicle? That's equivalent to 7 40-hour work weeks. So when you think about your vehicle, you want to make sure you have something that's reliable and something that you're going to love forever. And that's exactly where my friends at Max Motors come in. Right now, as a matter of fact, they're having their huge year-end heavy-duty sale. Every new 2024 Ram 1500 in stock is 25% off MSRP. Every new 2024 Ram 2500 in stock is 20% off MSRP. T-Dealer for details. Max Motors, your Midwest dealer with the best financing options and the max trade-in values in the Midwest. Max Motors, the easiest place to buy a car, maxmotors.com.
At Odyssey, we believe in creating a diverse and inclusive workforce. We also value the power of community and encourage local organizations to help us in referring qualified applicants to our stations. If you're a community organization interested in receiving our vacancy information, simply email equalemployment@odyssey.com. You'll be notified of all our open positions. That's equalemployment@odyssey.com. And for all our listeners, please visit odysseyinc.com/careers for a list of job openings at all Odyssey radio stations.
Hey KC, when I discovered my new passion, I dove into social media, got on some shows, and soon almost Andy Reid was born. But this winter, there's something new you might discover that's not as great. Issues with your garage door. Don't get stuck in the cold. Get your annual maintenance check for just $100 or a free replacement quote from my friends at Renner Garage Door. They carry top brands like Delden, Amar, and LiftMaster, trusted locally since 1956.
RENNER, RENNER.
Are you tired of the hassle of finding parking at the airport? I've got the solution for you. Park and Go, your go-to airport parking destination with all covered parking. They've got you covered, literally. Park and Go is not just about protection, it's about convenience too. Their quick shuttle services get you directly to the airport terminal. Always the best service and always the best price at bookparkandgo.com. Open 24/7, fast and hassle-free. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
A Gain Scent Bead story. Jim was at the laundromat when he heard his ear said, "Maraca, senor," but his nose said, "Hey, freshest scent ever." Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring a bottle of Gain Scent Beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, "Sir, your scent maraca smell amazing." Actually, Jim, most noses call them Gain Scent Beads. Try Gain Scent Beads, way fresher than detergent alone.
When Google Fiber first launched 1 gig internet right here in Kansas City, it cost $70. Cut to today. Over 10 years later, 1 gig internet still costs the same, $70. That's what you get with Google Fiber. Fast, reliable internet with simple, straightforward monthly billing. No data caps, no annual contracts, no hidden fees. Just a small local fee for the city on top of your flat, predictable price. Go beyond good enough. Go beyond fiber. Sign up today at fiber.google.com.
See Joe Burrow hit that gritty? He's cool, man. He's cool. I ask you, rank these quarterbacks 1 to 3. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow.
Josh Allen 1, it's not close. And then you can have whoever you want. I'd take Joe, but it's fine if you want Lamar. It is definitively Josh Allen, objectively. I will not hear otherwise.
Fair enough.
How would you rank him?
I don't know. I just got called a Richard on the text line.
Oh, wow.
That's fair. It's Monday.
You're being a Richard?
I don't know. Because I called out you guys are whining because of the previous text. Don't be a blank.
Well,
you can't. Hey, look, man. You can't win them all. I wasn't trying to be a Richard.
No, I don't think
Sometimes
you
it
were.
just
And
come
I
off that
honestly
way.
don't think we were whining. I think we were being vindicated for having.
I think whining would be like, why?
Why did they do this? Oh my
Maybe that's what
God.
you know what? That's probably what I sound like. Happy New Year to you. I'm glad. There you go. Gosh. Josh Allen's doing more with less. So he gets number one. Like, I hate to discredit where I just gave credit, but by God, it'd be great to throw it to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Chase Brown in the backfield.
That's fun. Lamar's probably 2, because outside of Zay Flowers, I mean, Rashad Bateman is relevant, I think, because of Lamar. Derrick Henry's been good, but like Lamar's passing more than he ever has. He's been better at passing this year than he's ever been. And he's got a second-year wide receiver who I think is great.
Who's great.
Mark Andrews kind of finally got healthy.
Yeah, he's getting back.
And outside, I mean, like,
Got Aguilar dropping passes.
yeah. Remember that? Remember that?
Of course, man.
Catching kids out of a burning building, but still had time to shade on Nelson Aguilar, Philadelphia guy.
So good.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. So let's get to the brioche of the weekend.
Absolutely. We will right when I click it right here.
Brioche of the weekend.
Yeah, big brioche guy.
Love that. Yeah, good take. Good take.
So my brioche of the weekend, I don't know if you missed it or not. I'm sure you saw it because you referenced it. And actually, it's funny that we do this because they're putting it on TV right now. So Jalen Hurts obviously out. Kenny Pickett got absolutely destroyed by Dallas. A disgusting late hit. I watched that game because I have no life. And I was tired. And I was whining. I was tired.
Yeah, you tend to whine.
Tend to whine. Big whiner. And then Micah Parsons hit him on an actual play it's just one of those bang bang plays. Kenny Pickett goes out. And I forget the backup's name that came in the third string. Never played an NFL game before in his life. Throws a touchdown to A.J. Brown, and A.J. Brown chucks it into the crowd. Random Philly fan catches it, and here comes Big Dom. Hey, we're going to need that football. Bring it on down here. So the fan, and we know Philadelphia fans, you think we're whiners, go to Philly, right? And this Philly fan, probably pretty zooted, right? Got a 22 ounce Michelob Ultra in his hand. Mm-hmm. And AJ Brown's like, hey, we need that football. And Big Dom's like, hey, he didn't mean to do it. Can we have that football? Guy could have been like, absolutely not. Kick rocks. I'm keeping this. Guy gave it back so he could have his first career NFL touchdown pass. Maybe the only one he'll ever throw.
Maybe it.
Right?
You don't know.
And AJ Brown looks at the guy and he says, I'll give you this jersey. And at the end of the game, deal was deal. Guy gave football to Big Dom. Ain't Dom. Big Dom got the ball. And A.J. Brown takes off his jersey, signs it, and gives it to the guy.
That's awesome.
Brioche of the weekend.
That's so
Even
cool.
people in Philly can have a heart.
There you go, man.
It's the holidays.
Well, brotherly love there in Philly. That's awesome, man. Because he didn't have to do that. Both of them didn't have to do that. He could have gotten the football back age. It could have been like, kind of busy, don't want to go. Screw it.
Or literally could have been like, no, dude, this is mine now. Once it goes, because that's why they get fined. Because you go into the fan, it's now their domain.
Yep. And I mean,
also, if I'm going to be that guy, I'm selling that A.J. Brown jersey.
100%.
I'm not keeping it. I don't need a jersey.
No, it's fine. That's.
I'm making $2,500 off that
That's
thing.
a pretty penny. I'd maybe wait. The only thing that jersey can have is the value go up. So wait, see how the season goes. You win a Super Bowl, then you sell it. Because the value's not going down. A.J. Brown's A.J. Brown. That'll always be great. You'll find
and it's used.
And it's used
in a game.
Yes.
And everyone knows
Everyone
it.
saw
I
it.
don't need the receipt of authenticity?
Yes.
I don't need that.
No. Here's the game, bro. I recorded it.
Here's
That's me.
a YouTube clip of me. You know? I mean, yeah. See that? Same guy.
That's me.
See the grass stain on the shoulder? See the grass stain on the shoulder? Same jersey. Smell it. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't
That's tough.
No, I mean, and for that guy, I mean, you never get a game ball. I mean, it's so rare. My brother got one in the playoff game against Miami.
They're massive.
They're huge.
Which is why I always never understood the hand thing.
Yeah.
Gotta have big hands.
Have big hands.
Jared Goff, not big hands.
Kenny Pickett, not big hands. Tua, not big hands. Yeah, and that ball was from Tua. My brother was at that negative 20-degree game in the front row, got thrown. Yeah, he caught it. It was insane.
Still has it?
Still has it.
That's a funny
has it
prank.
framed. That's cool. He wants to get it signed by Tua, which I'm like, I don't know if Tua would want to sign that, bro. Hey, man, this game that you got absolutely thrashed in a negative 20-degree weather, you want to sign this ball? For me, my brioche would be, saw a new movie, saw a couple, but one that I was excited about on Netflix called Carry On.
Mm-hmm.
It's with Jason Bateman. I should know the other actor's name because a lot of you would too, because I've seen him in a couple of other things.
What are they in?
Dude, I couldn't even tell you.
Perfect.
I'm really helping you out here. This movie was really good. It was one of the best
Carry On?
new movies I've seen in a minute. Yeah, Carry On. It's a carry-on bag. That's all I'll say. So that's kind of the hyphen that they're using to talk about a carry-on bag. Taron Egerton?
Sure.
Egerton?
Never heard of him.
Yeah, exactly. And then Dean Norris.
Oh, yeah.
From
That's
Breaking Bad, from Hank. Yeah,
ASAC Schrader.
He's very good in the movie. So they've got some names in there. But yeah, I first off just clicked it because of Jason Bateman. He's like maybe my favorite actor ever. But it was really good. Couple good twists. Well written.
So you've seen Ozark?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the best shows.
One of the best, maybe one of the most underrated characters.
Just him specifically.
Is Marty Bird.
Yes.
Just because he's like not,
Well, and Bateman, he doesn't deviate. He still is always going to have some Bateman there. That he just has himself in every character, and he has that here, but it's also a little different. A little bit of a range here for Jason Bateman. So if you find yourself on Netflix in the next couple of days, Carry On. Good movie that me and my fiance just watched.
Somebody for the 913 says, I watched the movie Speak No Evil. That movie deserves to be the Richard of the Week. Dude, I watched that movie. Brutal.
Speak No Evil.
It's got the dude that's from Split.
Oh, he's so
great
good.
actor.
Yes,
was
he's
in X-Men.
So good.
I think he played like Sabretooth. Maybe not. What is his name? God, he's good.
Speak No Evil.
I've never seen
James McAvoy.
Yeah, McAvoy. I think that's Speak No Evil. I think that's that movie.
Yeah, he's in it. Horror drama on Peacock. Okay,
Yeah,
sweet. I love horror movies. I'm in.
It's more of a thriller.
Okay, you
it's
classify.
It's like going 15-1.
Hey,
but you only win some of your games by 2. But you gotta stick around.
Yeah. Okay.
Because there's a good climactic ending, and you're like, always root for the good guys. Ignore the bad guys. No, fun show today. Thanks to Derek Johnson. Thanks to Josh Briscoe. Again, we will be off the next 2 days, but then we'll all be back together on Thursday. Had fun today, Mac. This is the first time we got to do this. You and I just chop it up, just us two.
Dude, this was awesome. I had a blast, man. Super fun.
No doubt about it.
Let's do it again.
Again, my apologies for being a Richard if I was. So now, I will go tell you this, myself included. You got 2 days left of the 2024. Go out there and do something nice for somebody in these next 2 days. You never know. It could change their day, week, month, or year. Kansas City is simply cool to care. Stay safe. Stay kind. Drew and Briscoe coming up on the other side from 10 to 2.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
I just want to say how awesome it is to have Bob Fescoe and Legend Likens on every morning to start my day. I freaking love you guys.
On your home for Kansas City sports, 96.5, The Fan.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call Heartland Men's Health today, because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you, it can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at Heartland Men's Health will give you back your sex life, because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So, make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. That's heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-518-3899. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call